do see for you. I'm going to shuffle up the cards a little bit more. But the first two cards I pulled out, I've had for previous callers. But they have different. It's funny because it's a little different here. The cards change meanings; they shift around depending upon on what's around them in many ways. But here's what we got: the Knight of Cups is here. The Knight of Cups is generally the indication of a relationship coming, because Cups are emotions and affairs of the heart, and joy and happiness. And in these short readings, they tend to reflect romance. And the Knight is something new coming into your life. And it can be a little tempestuous because the Knight on horseback, it's like the chessboard. It moves from this way and then it moves that way and then it goes here and there. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a little bit of it'll be an exciting time. The Ten of Swords is next, and that's important because I had that earlier. The Ten of Swords means trouble's over. It's an ugly-looking card, and a lot of people confuse it with a card meaning death. In fact, in the tarot deck, even the card of death doesn't mean death, and we'll get into that in a moment. Because ultimately, that's all of our future is, boy, this is really putting a damper on the night. Ultimately, we all die. So why would the cards predict it? But if it did, I've only seen it once where it showed that something really close was coming to somebody. And I've been doing this a long time. But movies sensationalize that. But this card doesn't mean death. It means the life has thrown its worst at you and you're still here. It's not over. You're going to get up. The Wheel of Fortune is next. That's a major card. The Wheel of Fortune is the card that says the situation is going to change. The Chariot is the next card. That is a person who will take control of the conflicting forces in her life and guide them to the direction she wants. Now we have the Death card, and that's interesting because the Death card means the ending of one part of your life and the beginning of another part of your life, because there's a sunrise on that card. And that's a very positive card. It's a very good card. In that, especially since you asked me about what's coming for you. And that's followed by the Ten of Coins, which is one of the happiest cards in the deck. And it indicates a happy family and a good level of money, comfort. It's fine. So this is telling me that things have been out of whack, but it's going to get much. It's not just that the troubles are going to be over. It's going to be much better. That's a good sign in itself, the Ten of Swords, that the bad times are over. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying that it's changing. It's going to change from the bad times. The Chariot indicates that you're going to make it change. And then the Death card means you're going to create a new life for yourself, and it's going to pay off really, really well.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It looks like an exciting time headed for you.
Yes, I sure hope so. I've been hoping.
Well, that's what
excited.
I see.
Thank you so much.
But the important thing that I see is that you're going to make it happen. So that's the good part. That's the really good part.
I've been trying.
Well,
yeah,
according to these, you'll succeed. Here, let me do this. Let me shuffle them up one more time, and then I want to get a couple more calls. But let's just see what I get with one more card. Yeah, beautiful. The Queen of Swords. The swords can mean two things. It can mean conflict and in this case, this is what I'm going with because I'm not doing any cards around it. The Queen of Swords indicates a person who is developing a new way of looking at life because the swords are mental activity. Most of the trouble we get in with fights and arguments, most of the strife we get into is mental anyway. We cause it ourselves or the other people,
Yeah.
But this is that you're going to take control of the way you think, and you're going to start, and here's the Page of Swords. Whoa, beautiful. That's the appearance, absolute appearance of a new way of thinking. Your worldview is changing, it's growing, and you're growing and changing with it. And that's going to be the source of all of this.
And it resonates so much with me. So, yes, that is amazing.
Beautiful. I'm glad I took the moment to take two more cards because your mind is developing and your mind is growing. And one of the first things that happens when you start developing a new way of thinking is kind of lose friends because they want to know what happened to you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
some
They
will
all think
stick
you're
by
going
you.
crazy.
Yeah, I like to joke about this, but there's somebody I knew back in like the 4th grade who still doesn't. Says, "You're not the same as you used to be." So, of course not. I'm an old man now. I was a child then. But so you're going to be fine.
Well,
I have no doubt about it.
I sure appreciate it so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And we're all shuffled up, and we'll get right over immediately now to Donna in Oklahoma. Hello, Donna. You're on with Reverend Elliott.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight? You sound exuberant.
I'm doing good.
Beautiful. What can we look at?
I guess maybe my family, just anything to do with my family.
Okay, let's see what we got. There are cards that indicate family. Let's see if they show up. See what we get. Well, let's see. I'm getting happy cards. Has there been some struggle in the family?
Oh, yes. I lost a daughter 2 years ago, and I've got a new grandbaby on the way now.
Well, I've also got a couple of cards here that indicate like a troublemaker, you know? Is there somebody making problems for you in the family?
Yes, my oldest daughter is actually.
Okay,
That
and
is
it's
wild.
sad because I've got also the 3 of Swords, which is a card of sadness and pain. But overall, overall things look good. I mean, it looks like, I mean, you can handle this.
Yeah.
The World card is here. That's a good card. That means success. So I don't think that the person who's causing the trouble in the family is going to keep doing it much longer.
Good deal.
Because this is, you know, it's dull, you know. I find that when people start making trouble for other people, they give up after a while, and then they try to go to make trouble for other people.
I don't think she knows that she can't follow through with me. I stand up to her.
Well, I'm glad I saw that here, because those are the 2 cards, the 5 and the 7 of Swords, are about people just causing problems, and when they come up together, it's not good. But you had the World card, which is a card of success. Here's the 4 of Rods, which indicates a happy home, and things will be good. I don't think that there's any real problem that you can't overcome here. I think you're on the ball with this.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
Now,
I carry a lot of weight around on my shoulders.
And here's the Temperance card. The Temperance card is very good for this. That means balance is restored. So you'll work a way to find balance in the family. You'll take care of it. But it's good to know that it's just one person doing it, and it's not like system wide, you know. So, and you know who it is, so you'll be okay. Is there anything else you want to look at? I have a couple of minutes left.
Health. Yeah, how's the health?
Okay, well, thanks for calling in. You still with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you get any signs from any of my family members that's gone, you know, it's passed over? I think I'm being gave signs. I'm pretty sure I am.
I don't. Let me see. Oh, I could probably take a look at that. I don't have a few minutes left here. You getting signs? You said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this
diamonds a lot. And when I was younger, my mother told me she wished she had a dime for every time she told me to sit down and shut my mouth.
Gosh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, this is the time of year that these things start happening. I get stories from people all around. Let me just about that, because the veil is thinning. This is a good time to get out the Ouija board and start doing stuff with that if you know how to use it properly.
Right.
You know, this is it's not a toy. It's weird how it gets marketed as a toy, but it isn't. But it's not the horror that people say. So let's see if I can get anything. No, I'm not. I'm just getting cards of happiness and balance and joy. I guess everyone on the other side is fine. You know, it's a dull reading, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing any specific messages at all here. I got cards like the Judgment card and the Temperance card and the Sun. These are cards I usually get for this kind of reading, and they're all happy cards. So there you go.
Right.
I think we're set.
Always good. Always good.
Yeah, all's good. And I will light a candle later to send positive energy to you as you deal with the family problems, and I know you'll get them settled. Okay?
Oh. All right, great.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. And hey, that's it. We've come to the end of another episode of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. For some reason, the show that's been asking, how do you find a good cannoli around here? I don't know. This is I don't like chocolate covered cannolis. I like my cannolis just cannoliized. I don't know. Why am I thinking of that? I don't know. Possibly because I ate some sweet stuff before the show started. I chomped down a half a pack of raspberry Pez. And after that, I want something real, But it's New York. I can probably get a cannoli any time of day or night, but I'm certainly not. I'm also inertia bound, and I'm so lazy. I'm so lazy, and I like to sleep, and I like to pretend that what I'm doing is out of body experience and meditation, but really I'm just sleeping. I've never been in a hurry. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not in a hurry. This goes back to even as a kid in Boy Scout camp. If we were playing baseball, softball, if I was out there, obviously, of course, playing left field, and if somebody cracked the ball out over that way, if I judged that I wasn't able to really get it and do anything with it, I'd just let it go. I didn't care. One time I made a spectacular catch that ended the game and won it for our side. And all I was really doing was I saw the ball coming straight for my face. So I put my hands up in front and went right into the mitt. I was the hero, but I didn't know what I was doing. So that's my sports career, Boy Scouts. I mentioned the Boy Scouts briefly last week when I opened up my knife to open up the new tarot deck. That was an interesting experience being an urban Boy Scout. I'll tell you about that because our troop met in a thing that was called the Jewish Men's Health Club in the Ansonia Hotel on the Upper West Side of New York, which later on gained extreme notoriety when they kicked out the old Jewish men and turned it first. I don't know how to put this. First, they turned it into Plato's Retreat. That wasn't bad enough. And then what was the other place that it became? I don't remember. It was, the place where Bette Midler got famous. Not the Improv where she started, but there was that other one. It was somewhere between the Jewish Men's Health Club and Plato's Retreat. But yes, I learned how to eat lemons in the Jewish Men's Health Club, and that came in very handy when a group of musicians were annoying me in a restaurant one time, and I waited until a trumpet solo came up, and I stood right in front of the trumpet player, and I bit into a lemon, and that ruined his note. Oh boy, that what can you do? So anyway, we got through the show, and we have nice, happy readings, and I want you to remember what I said at the beginning of the show about meditation. Please, please, please take a look at magic-works.com for the meditation page, because there's a lot of people out there trying the continental baths. That's what the one. That's it. That's where Barry Manilow and Bette Midler started, and that's where. And then it was Plato's Retreat, the notorious club. So you see how these things just pop back into your head. So look at the meditation page. Please look at my meditation page, because there's an awful lot of people out there trying to hurt you mentally and spiritually, and I want you to protect yourself. I really do. I want you to protect yourself as best as you can, and that's why I did it. And yes, I do charge money for these things, but no, the prices are not set in stone. So we can deal with it, okay? I never charge a lot for these things, but that's that. So until we get together again next week, remember, time flies. It's up to you to be the navigator. Bye-bye now.
question, you'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials. A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I'm Psychic Medium John Capello, and I want to invite you to go to my website at johncapello.com and learn more about my work. My career has spanned over 30 years, and I've had the privilege to share my psychic and mediumship abilities with thousands. I hope to hear from you soon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Evenings with Kimberly, the comedian medium, live from KimberlyWagonMakers.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Evenings with Kimberly
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, this is Kimberly Wagonmakers. First time on this show. A little bit nervous. I like being in my comfort zone and not the world seeing me, but oh well, I got to come out of my comfort zone. So here I am. I'd like to introduce myself. I'd like to slowly let everybody get to know me and how I got to this position. Being a weirdo, being different, being in the woohoo realm. And I have no problem taking callers as well, even though having seconds only to tap into them could be challenging, but hey, you just got to go with it. So yes, this is my first time on AR1 Radio. I'm excited. I'm going to get stronger with courage every week. And I am, to give you a little short synopsis, I have been different my whole life. Growing up, I was always called weird, but in a cute way. They all loved me, but they all laughed at me and called me weird. I always was just different. I remember at 4 years old looking at my hand and looking at the lines in my fingers and wondering, what are you? Where are you from? And as I grew up, so many different things to share. I didn't have the easiest childhood. I had probably one of the roughest in the universe. But stepping into my gift over the last 4 years, I've learned that I believe now I understand why I suffered so much, because it made me I have so much empathy for everyone and their situation, because I've been through just about everything, from being raped, being locked in a room as a child, refrigerators locked, got a lot of stories, witnessing murder, having Hollywood chase you around as a child when you don't want to be chased. You don't want everyone to know you're the weirdo. But I've grown up and I have finally let the world know about me, because a lot of religions had me suppress my gift, and to be accepted and loved, I did that until my own loss in 2019. that's where I came out, and nothing could stop me. I had to do this. And each and every time I represent a client and I know nothing about them, I walk out of my session amazed, truly grateful. And there's no better feeling than helping that person that was suffering so bad. And I can relate to that. Oops. Emotionals. Yeah, some of us gifted ones are really sensitive and it sucks. It's one of the faux pas of it. But I like to call myself, I was certified because I just ended up in a group and it just kept growing and I didn't know what the heck I was doing there. But it was where Spirit wanted me to finally open up, accept, deliver, surrender. And I got certified as a certified psychic medium. Medium I love the most because it's the most evidential. Can't bullshit. It's not cards saying a story, although I use oracle cards and I love them, but not too often. They're more just of a ending of a, let me see something, or I'll use my pendulum. But I would say my title is more of a shaman. A shaman, the word comes from Saman, which comes from the Tungus tribe of Siberia. And it's one who sees in the dark, communicates with the three worlds, and heals. Sorry, I'm looking over. I'm running out of time. I've got to. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm new at this again, and I have a chat bar and don't know how to look, read, and talk. But yes. Hi, Alma. I think I have somebody.
Yes, hello.
Waiting. Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Babe, is your name Alma?
Yes.
Hi. How are you tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. This is an exciting thing for me. I don't know where you're at, what part of the world you're at. For
I'm
me,
in Washington, PA.
Go ahead.
Washington, PA.
Pennsylvania. So it's probably dark there?
It's not dark yet.
Oh, I guess I don't know my, what is that, geography?
Well, it usually is, but right now with the new time changing, it gets dark about 9, a little after 9:20.
Wow, you guys really get it dark late.
Yeah.
I like that. More sunshine. More sunshine. So, hi, Elma. What brings you here tonight? How can I help you?
And maybe is any of my loved ones around?
So, first off, do I have your permission to connect with the other side, Alma?
Yes.
Okay. And so I am sensing a female. I am sensing a female right away. And this is a strong connection. This is either a sister or a sisterly bond. Does that help you in any way?
I'm not sure. Maybe my cousin.
Were you very close with her, like almost like sisters? Is it a very close bond?
I mean, kind of.
Okay, so my nose, when it knows, it knows.
Yeah.
So, sorry, that's my spirit's going through. 38, I'm hearing 38. Would that resonate with something?
I She was. She wasn't 38. She might be 38 now. I mean, she could be 38 now.
Well, I'm hearing the number 38, and so I'm not sure what that resonates with. It doesn't have to be her passing. It could be a celebration. It could be your age. It's going to be something that you will understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet.
Okay, let me try to dig in. I know we have very little time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a little nervous, but I'm just feeling this is definitely somebody strong close to you. I'm feeling it was a tragic passing. Okay, so I heard a car, but then I was also hearing cancer.
My cousin and my grandma might be there together. My grandma died of cancer, and my cousin died from a car accident.
Okay, so I do get multiple, when I do readings, I get what they call platform, which means multiple spirits come through. And so I was hearing cancer and a car accident, and I was feeling like the car accident was your cousin, but I was like, why am I hearing cancer? So I'm getting goosebumps now. So I do believe they are holding hands together in spirit. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of goosebumps. Let me see if I've got like so many seconds left, but I want to try to get you a message. I just heard the color purple. Does that resonate with anything?
My favorite color.
Okay, because I'm like trying to shoot out stuff for me, and they told me to tell you purple. So
it's my favorite color.
Well, sweetheart, with such little time, I would love to continue this, but I will tell you that they're together, and the passing with your cousin in the car accident, she didn't suffer.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Medicine for Your Spirit
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste. Hello, everybody, from the start of June. Wishing you all the best from my humble heart. We've got some big things coming up in the next couple of months energetically on the planet. So one of the big messages that's been coming through for me in the last few days is that June is a really good month where we need to center our daily actions maybe on connecting back into the earth. It feels like it's a month where we need to be really grounded. The energies are going to be chaotic globally and around us. So staying grounded, staying in your body this month is really, really important. So keeping your feet with awareness as you're walking on the planet, really feeling that, feeling life, looking at nature around you, taking moments through the day to really appreciate what the earth is giving us all the time. It's never ending what the earth is giving us. Unfortunately, humanity over time has taken a hell of a lot from the earth. We don't really give much back. But the idea of appreciation and gratitude through the month of June as we connect more into the earth and more into our bodies is a really beautiful way of staying solid in yourself and staying stable while all the crazy starts to happen. So that's a big overview for June. And we have this beautiful full moon this weekend. So it's a really good time to look at whatever has been disturbing you, been troubling you, been burdensome in the last, month or so, and really connect to it. I like to write things down of what I want to release at all these full moons. And I start my page with, I graciously, gratefully, and lovingly choose to let go of and find release from. And then I list the things. And at the end of, when I've finished writing, across the page, I write the words, and so it is. And then I fold it up, place it on my heart with my hands, grateful for the lessons that I've had, grateful for the teachings that have come through, grateful for the awarenesses that these troubles, issues, or challenges have gifted me. And then I burn it. And then the next day I scatter the ashes in my garden or on a pot plant, and it's just done. There's a great sense of lightness. So we are halfway through the year. Just in that month of halfway through the year, I would suggest if you don't ever do anything around conscious release, do it this time. Do it on this weekend. And just feel the lightness that rises in you when you actually put it down on paper. What happens with a lot of us from that energetic perspective is our mind, our mental body has so many thoughts running around all the time. And everything that's in our mind is as important as everything else. So whether you've got to pay a bill or whether you've got to take your dog for a walk, when they're in your head, they're all the same. They're energetic sensations and energetic impulses. So they're going all the time. So when we pick up a pen and a bit of paper and we start to write down things, what we're doing is we are bringing an energetic sensation into physicality. And when we can see it written down, it's out of our mind. It's out. So what you do with that then is you've either got things, ideas, inspirations, imaginations that you want to bring to life. You've just brought them into the time or the physicality to start manifesting and creating. Or if you're in the process of release, you're writing the things down so they're out. You've released them from your mind. You're creating space. Every time we create space and let something go, something better has the opportunity to pop in. Something better, higher, more aligned with where we're at has the opportunity to show itself. So there is a lot this month. And we also have around about the 21st of June, we have the solstice energy. In the Northern Hemisphere, it is the summer solstice. It's the longest daylight hours for the year and the shortest night. In the Southern Hemisphere, where I'm from, it's the shortest day and the longest night. And the whole thing is about our ancestors and how they honoured the cycles of life. These solstices and the equinoxes are reference points in the Earth's dance around the sun that give us moments and opportunities to reassess, reset, realign with where we're at and where we're going. I call them universal gifts, beautiful universal gifts that are there for us to really drop into ourselves and pause and look deeply, reset. So we have that coming up in June, and I always find it's a beautiful celebration, whether you join with groups of people, whether you have a feast at home, whether you just sit and contemplate your life and really, celebrate and have gratitude. These are really important times. So my advice or my blessings and my intentions for you, anyone who's listening, is take this month to be in your body, ground into your body and ground into the earth. Be stable. So I've got a caller. Was it Julie from Florida?
Yes.
Jolie from Florida.
Yes.
Hi,
yes.
How can I help?
Hi, I've talked to you before a while back. I'm just curious if you can tell. My fiance has passed 4 years ago. I'm just wondering if he's still around me and if he can hear me.
Bit muffled. Are you on loudspeaker? Because it's very muffled. I can't. It's not quite clear.
No,
You're asking me.
I'm not. I'm on cell phone.
Can you just repeat that, please?
I lost my fiance over 4 years ago, come June 4th, and I was wondering if he's still around and if he can still hear me when I talk to him.
Okay, so you're wanting some mediumship. So I don't do mediumship, but I will tell you that all our loved ones, the ones that we have shared life and experiences with, feelings and heart connections, and shared ourselves with, we're always connected to them, always, through all of time. Our souls come together for a human experience. And we're still connected, even though we're not here physically. The little things that you'll be experiencing in your life, you might be, walking through your home and something's there and you'll have a memory of something that he said or something that you experienced together. That's a sense of presence. So your connection.
So I can feel things too. So yes, I can understand what you said.
Yes. So we never really lose them. We just lose the physical. Well, I'm going to sound pretty blunt here, but we lose the physical meat suit. That's all we lose. The physical part of us goes. But the energy is always there. So I'm just going to put it this way. All the ancients, all the ancestors, and many, many Indigenous cultures across the planet all say that the universe exists within all of us. And I believe that's true. So if the universe exists within all of us, that means we can connect to everything in the universe. So that means we can stay connected to loved ones. We can bridge that physical barrier through, we can talk to them, we can feel them, we can share things with them, we can be having thoughts of them and giggle and have that sense of heart opening. So they're always around. They're always around. And sometimes you've just got to sit and say, I really would love some level of a sign or some level of interaction or something to know that you're here. Even though my soul knows you're with me and we're connected eternally, my physical self is missing your physical self. So can you give me a sign that you are still with me? I feel, for me, talking with you, the feeling I'm getting around you is that person is there. And for some reason, I don't know why, I just get this sense, I keep hearing, I've got your back, I've got your back, I've got your back, I've got your back. So I don't know whether this person was very supportive. I don't know whether this person was always sort of, believing in you or trying to get you to move forward. I'm not quite sure, but what I get this very strong sense of, I feel pressure on my back, is I've got your back. So those moments when you are with yourself and you want to connect, just go there, breathe in, bring that vision or that image of that beautiful, loving person into your awareness and commune with them from your heart. You might be surprised what answers come through or what comes back or what level of interaction is there for you. Are you there?
I've always felt something around me, but sometimes I don't feel it. Can I understand what you're saying?
You're sensing that there's something around you, so you are feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
So just taking those moments, just sit down quietly. And you know what? This is something a friend of mine did. I'll share this with you very quickly. What she did when she lost her partner, what she used to do is every day she would set up a certain time through the day, and she set the intention that this is the time of the day where we're going to communicate. And she'd make herself a cup of tea and she would sit down at this particular time and she would be there ready. And she would just talk as if this person was with her. And she said she started to feel the interaction very, very strongly. So she proactively created a scenario for herself to be in that space. And she felt it. She does it every single day. She's way more at peace.
I also write to him, which has helped a lot for me. I also write to him. And has helped tremendously too.
So I hope that was helpful, Jolie.
Yes, it was. Thank you. Bye.
Do that. Blessings, lovely. So as I come to the end of my little time here, I just want to let you all know that you are your own medicine. You have all the answers. You have everything you need. You have the solutions. You are the medicine for your own spirit. If you're interested in what I do, because there's a lot of things I do, please visit my website, rayleneburn.com. I will be talking probably next time about the soul overviews that I offer. They are quite really beautiful and a lot of guidance in there for you month by month. But blessings, everyone. Thank you. All the best for June. I will see you next week at Medicine for Your Spirit.
A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I am psychic medium John Capello, and I want to ask you to join me every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, for my show, The Psychic Side. It is an informative show about developing your personal psychic abilities. I hope you will tune in here on the Ask One Radio, Psychic Radio Network, and Moonstruck TV.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Psychic Side with John Capello. John Capello. Live from johncapello.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Psychic Side
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome to the Psychic Side here on the A1R Psychic Radio Network, Moonstruck TV, and Enlightening TV. You're visiting the #1 psychic radio network on Earth. How about that? I'm your host, John Capello, and I'm a psychic medium from Texas. And before we get started today, I want to just take a moment to remember D-Day. Today is June 6th. My father was there on a ship. He was unloading supplies for the troops. He was a merchant marine, and he served 2 tours of duty then. May he rest in peace, and thanks to all who served that day and since. So usually before we talk about our content on our program, I talk a little bit about astrology, but today I want to focus on my guest, and you can probably already see her there. She'll come on in just a moment. But for nearly 16 years, Texas, she's a native Texan. Jennifer Farmer has worked as a professional intuitive medium and spiritual teacher. She has given public demonstrations for her mediumship and taught signature workshops on developing intuition and connecting with the spirit world. She's been featured on Spirit Connections with John Holland, Dr. Pat Pacelli, and many others. In 2008, Bob Olson, editor of the website spirit.com and bestpsychicmediums.com, named her as one of the best psychic mediums. Her book, A Healing Journey, How to Heal Grief and Rebuild Your Life After Loss, has many 5-star reader reviews and has helped many people put the pieces of their life back together after loss. So for more information about Jennifer, just visit her website, www.jenniferfarmer.com. And so we'll bring her in just a minute, but I want to say a little bit about my program last week, because I've kind of started talking about mediumship. And last week I was talking about the value of mediumship. And one of the values of being a medium is to be able to validate the continuity of life. It's a wonderful thing, because we believe in the continuity of life, but once it's validated by talking to a medium or getting a reading from one, it's a very good thing. But the second thing that I mentioned is that mediumship helps the grief process, because we get the idea, or we know that we're going to see our loved one again. And that's an important thing, because knowing that we have a finite time here on Earth, and that we're going to be seeing those that we lost, those that were so dear to us again, is such an extremely important thing. And lots of mediums write books about grief. I'm one of them. But today we're going to focus on Jennifer's book, A Healing Journey. And so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and bring her into our program. So hi, Jennifer. How are you today?
Hey, John. Thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So what inspired you to write The Healing Journey and how to heal grief and rebuild your life after loss? What was your inspiration for that?
Well, I've really been working with my clients and students to help them feel more connected to their loved ones in the grief process, no matter what time, whether it's 5 years or 5 minutes. And one of the things I found is a lot of people struggle with kind of getting a continuity of messages for themselves, feeling their loved ones. And some of that I feel from the feedback that I got from my students is they're in that realm of grief. And so it's hard to hear, see, and feel the presence of our loved ones. And so my goal with the book, it was really to help sort of prepare you to have communication with your loved ones. And so that's really the inspiration for the book, to help really make that consistent communication and knowing and trusting more available to everybody.
Yeah. Well, very good, because I know a lot of times people say they can't feel that person. They say, what happened? How come they're not communicating with me? And they come in for a reading and they're right there. And I just say, listen, I feel like the reason why you're not feeling them is because you're in grief, and there's kind of a shroud, or there's a little bit of energy that kind of blocks them. So it's good. I'm glad you kind of recognize the same thing with wanting people to kind of connect with their loved ones and know that they're still there. Because I don't know if you're like me, I just feel like people who love us, they want to stay around us, and so they come in when we're doing a reading for them. So, who is the book for, and when is a good time for someone to read it?
Well, the book is for anyone who is ready to begin their healing journey. They're ready to kind of take a next step forward and kind of make some healing changes in their life. I always feel like that making a decision to move and heal from grief and loss is part of the first step. And so, as far as who it's for is, I'd say anybody 18 years or older, check. Anybody who has gone through a loss or has reoccurring loss or depression as a result of a past loss or experience. Yeah. As far as new people that have lost loved ones, honestly, I think that's up to each person, and depending on the way the loss happened. Some people have anticipatory grief, and in that, meaning the person hasn't passed, maybe they're long-term caregivers, they have a different flow in how grief may appear to them, and they experience them beforehand. So some of the work that we do in the workbook kind of prepares you for whatever stage grief you might be in and experiencing.
Yeah, you make them work, don't you?
Yes, it is an internal job. And I do, and you're 100% right. I don't feel like people are blocked from messages. I feel like what happens is because our body is in shock or denial that our and my porcupine senses, and they're not as sharp because, and those can cloud perceive is with you. Yeah.
So what that relationship and relationship kind of and you keep trying. They are.
It is chapter the grief and house go through and giving permission, planning for those hard days and what to do about that, beginning to look at new identities on example like married couples and a widow, her or his identity changes a lot in how they communicate with people. We go through different strategies on how to find a purpose to help sort of get you out of the bed in the morning. And then finally, the last strategy is where I really talk about preparing to get to know the spirit realm, how they work with you, because I believe we need all 5 of those strategies to really make a transformation into a new perspective of living, because we always see the world different with each experience. And my hope is that it gives each reader a little bit of validation, a little bit of relief, some tools, and for people that are structured people, give you some tools and some ideas that you can experiment with. And then, of course, for those that haven't been open to the spirit world before, but have felt their loved ones with them, it gives you a chance to explore that a little bit more so that you can find the comfort that comes from hearing, feeling, and seeing a loved one.
Yeah. I noticed also in the book you had some affirmations.
I do.
You have people that you want people to say, basically, I'm going to get better,
Yeah.
And so kind of creating a positive energy around you to give you hope again, to give you an idea that life continues for you. And, a lot of times when people, they've been a caregiver for a long time, and then suddenly they don't have that person to care for anymore. There's a certain grief there. What do I do with my life? And so by having your workbook, it kind of get people to kind of make a plan, how to move forward. So I like that about that. So what do you suggest for people who want to connect with their loved ones on the other side? How do you suggest they do that?
Well, first of all, you just have to acknowledge that the possibility is there. I always encourage people just to consider that their communication will feel and look different than like you and I talking right now. It's rare that we have that, that objective hearing like we had verbally. It is nonverbal communication. So first thing I always encourage people is to learn how to get still and quiet so that you can still your body, to open up your antenna, and to also pay attention when you're doing, I call it no-brainer activities like washing the dishes and taking a shower and doing gardening, where you might hear your loved one's voice, meaning their words, or you feel they're present. It's just to acknowledge that, hey, I love you too. I always like there's a two-way communication there.
So you like for people to kind of get rid of that monkey brain and, where all that clutter is, and just kind of be still and be at peace. And now, do you find that sometimes when people have pictures of their loved ones or just different things that help remind them of a loved one when they are meditating, you feel like that helps a little bit?
I do. There's a couple of ways. I always encourage people to keep their shirts or something that they can sort of wear or hold in their hand, because in the beginning, and I actually like it when it's to use those items when it's further down the path, let's say 5, 6, 7 years, because our needs to hear from them change. And so when we have that item that we can hold, it kind of puts us back into that space of feeling their energy. So it's not that, and I love your idea about the monkey mind, but I think of it like we're tuning in a new antenna, right? And one of the second things I have found to be the most valuable is for people to have a little journal when they feel their loved ones with them, that they write that down for a couple reasons. One is it helps validate that communication is happening. But 5 years down the road, you may be in a different place and wonder if your loved one has forgot about you. And when you go back and you look at that, all the sort of items that you've written down, it puts you back into that space. Your antenna goes up, your receptors come open, and that you can begin to, connect and have that communication again.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about just having kind of a little memorial? A lot of times I find that clients keep their loved ones who have been cremated on the mantle. Some keep them in the bedroom, the closet, but by having a little memorial, what do you think of something like that? Does that help people, or what would you say?
I think each person has to explore what they need, right? Some people, like, I would not use that I wouldn't have ashes on my mantle just because I'm sort of feng shui about that. But having my mother's robe with me and bringing those photos out on those special days, birthdays and anniversaries, I feel like there's a lot of way to memorialize our loved ones. It can be with ashes, and some people love like having them in a charm, right? And so I feel like that's a personal experience for everyone to maybe they have a special day, maybe they do a butterfly release, maybe they have a special song that they play, right?
Well,
but I do believe rituals are important from a love standpoint. Lets us remember how to express love and keep that connection to the invisible world going.
Well, remembering someone's birthday.
Yes.
Or even today, like today's June 6th, D-Day, my father, he was in the newspaper for what he did. He did. I mean, like I say, he was Merchant Marines. They had an ugly job. I'm not going to talk about it here on the radio.
Yeah, they did.
But they had they did their part, and you need those people that are the unsung heroes. We know about those brave people that fought on the beach, but you want to remember those certain memories that they had and memories that you may have had that you can dwell on, and so that's another way of kind of connecting with them. At least I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And of course, you and I understand the importance of symbols and things like that. Like, I know that when my mom comes by, she comes by in this, I see this car sort of pass around the road that it's not even made anymore. And when I see it, it's so funny. Like, my grandson and my son are coming here this week. And I've been thinking, Mom, guess who's coming to town, right? And, 3 or 4 days later, here comes that car down the road that's not even being made anymore in the exact color. And I'm like, you got the message.
Well, sometimes it's a song, and you get chills down your spine, because that's kind of a connection right there too. Yeah. And so there's different ways that the people in the spirit world communicate with us. And it's like you said, your antenna goes up, and it's quite amazing. And the more that you are the more you recover from grief, your world seems to open up. Wouldn't you say that? And you start to recognize some things?
But I think that I think the hardest thing for grief is feeling like it's okay to open up. I know that, and you did a great reading for me years ago with my dad. It was fabulous. And I just wanted to say he also was a veteran. And what's really amazing about making the decision to say, I'd like to explore if I can feel better or feel differently or have some joy in my life. A lot of people feel like they're being disloyal to their loved ones because they're thinking, well, if I look happy, does that mean when they're looking upon me that I don't love them? And of course, that's in the physical, I call that our physical love, but the spiritual love, that's not, and you know this, that's not the way the spirit world lives. They come from a place of unconditional love and healing, and they want to see us happy. And that's why I feel like giving yourself permission to just consider a new purpose, to take care of yourself, to find one little thing that you can do to open yourself up to a new experience. And a lot of people, I love this in Florida, a lot of people volunteer at like the animal shelters. Why? Because animals are amazing, but it gives you a purpose. It's loving, it's charitable, and you don't have to be in perfect form to volunteer. And so I always, it's one of the chapters in the book about, giving yourself permission to find a purpose in that healing process. Yeah. Uh-oh, John. There you go. You're muted, Mr. John. It's techie It's Techieville, USA.
So let's see how that does. Does that help?
That's so much better. Thank
That's
you.
better? Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We've been having some technical issues today.
Yeah. That woo-woo world.
But we're persevering and getting through them.
Yeah, we are.
So, there's lots of different things you can do to heal. I think you're pointing them out.
Yeah.
And, animals, like we were saying, can give us a new purpose. And because they're like family, especially cats and dogs, and they have such personalities, and they kind of are in tune with us. They kind of know when we don't feel well and cuddle up to us, or they'll give us a little nudge. I know our animals are very much a part of our lives here at our house. But no, you give people a lot of tools in your book to heal, and like you say, it's an individual thing. Would you say?
Oh yeah. One thing that I forgot to mention is if people decide to purchase the book, one of the key things in it is in the back of the book you can sign up for the book online. You get that as part of it, so you can get the worksheets and guided meditations. And you get access to me. So if you have questions while you're actually going through the book, I'll help you with them. And it's not a robot. It's really me.
Well, very good. That's good. That's good. So where can people purchase the book?
Oh, Amazon.com.
Is that where you published it? Or
yeah, I actually published it on my own, and then I put it on Amazon.
You did? Okay. Well, that's great. That's great. Well, we only have a couple of minutes left, and I'd like for you to just tell us a little bit about some of the upcoming online and in-person events that you have this month. And can you share just a little bit about them? And then we're going to have to wrap up the show as it goes so fast. But please tell us what's going on.
It always goes fast when you're having fun, John.
Yeah.
So here we are. I've got two events, one locally here in Grapevine, Texas. It's an evening of messages with the spirit world. I'll share some tips on how to connect and share messages with people live in the audience. I also have an online event this month on the 21st. You can find these events on my website. It's a little bit different. It's more of a workshop. There's more of some dialogue, but again, that's how to connect with your loved ones more. There's a little bit more of a workshop feel because we have a PowerPoint and tools, and we meditate together. So I invite anybody who's been curious about the spirit world to just come to my website or check out I know you get some great books too. And I always found books can be resourceful as we're starting something new.
Okay, well, very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today on the psychic side. Be sure, I'm going to tell our audience to join us next week. This weekend, I'm at the Plano Event Center at the Holistic Fair. I'll be speaking Sunday at 1 o'clock. Come by and visit my booth. I want to say thanks to my sponsor, Miracles of Joy. Be sure to use the promo code 0223 on their website and buy a bunch of stuff. So, like my Facebook page. I'm waiting for people to like my Facebook page. So with that, we want to say thank you once again to Jennifer, and so long this week from the psychic side. Bye-bye.
A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I am psychic medium John Capello. And I want to ask you to join me every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, for my show, The Psychic Side. It is an informative show about developing your personal psychic abilities. I hope you will tune in here on the Ask One Radio, Psychic Radio Network, and Moonstruck TV.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Soul Tea with Marie, with Antoinette Marie. Antoinette Marie. Live from AntoinetteMarie.net.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soul Tea with Marie
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Tea with Marie. I have a special guest tonight. This is Jerry from Naturally Gifted with Jerry. She is going to be talking about all things crystals this evening. So say hello, my friends. I can't hear you. So I can't hear you, Jerry. Is your sound on? No sound? Well, okay. I can't hear you. Maybe she's muted. So when she I am live. So I am going to give her a minute to unmute herself. What we're going to do is talk about crystals, why we have them, why we use them, the different ways that they come, obviously as rocks, but I even, in lieu of Jerry being here, I have this mug that I found. It has a little heart on it, and it has a rose quartz, which is for love. I also have, let me get it. I'm going to do a little stretch. I don't have my crystals out, but so this is also a rose quartz pendulum that I use when I want to get in contact with one of my guides or I have any questions. There she is. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened. I was like, I can't hear anything. I can't.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. So this is Jerry with Naturally Gifted with Jerry. That is her store where she sells all types of things, metaphysical. I do readings there. Other people do readings, all kinds of things. Give a quick
rundown of my store.
Yeah. Who are you?
So I'm Jerry, and I have a nice shop in Elizabethtown. I sell oils, crystals, incense, candles, all kinds of things that I always say I want people to feel better when they leave this store than when they came in. So things that will make you light you up, make you feel better, just make a connection. So that's my goal when people come in. So that's part of it. And I also love, my favorite thing to lift up is that 95% of my store is locally sourced. So local PA, the state I'm from, or local Elizabethtown, the town where I'm from.
Okay.
So I love lifting up local.
All right. Well, we are going to talk about crystals. So why or how did you get into crystals?
Oh my goodness. I think I've always been drawn to them. It just it wasn't until I got older that I started to realize that I was sensitive to their energies and I was able to connect with them. And interestingly enough, my last name, my maiden name is Stone. So I always thought that was a neat little nod to the universe there, that, you know, they give me this gift of being able to connect to crystals, and I have a maiden name of Stone. So
oh wow, that's neat.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice little coincidence. There's a lot of different, like, you know, why people would be drawn to them, why they want to use them. A lot of people will ask me, like, how do I know what stone I want, or what is it that I'm looking for? And I tell people a lot of times, if you're in a crystal shop or you pass anything really, not just crystals, but if you see something that you keep going back to, then the crystal, it's trying to balance that energy for you. So when I tell people like crystals, their energy is always the same. Like their energy never changes. Our energy changes day to day, hour to hour. So when you see a crystal that keeps, speaking to you, like say amethyst, a lot of people are drawn to amethyst, then on that level, that amethyst is trying to balance out that energy for you or to clear a blockage.
Well, let me ask you this. So would you say that crystals, if you're using them, if you put them outside with the moon or with the sun, they actually will have more energy to them. Would you agree with that? How does that work?
So the concept with that is that the energy of the moon or the sun, whichever you choose to put them out there, will pull away any negative energy that has been stored in the stone. So it'll help cleanse it and clear it so that it is like a fresh canvas.
And that's our energy, correct? That's energy
Yes.
or energy that we're trying to, that we've absorbed in some way, correct?
Right, exactly. And then even crystals like in rooms and things, like a lot of times, when people have crystals in their rooms, in their office or things, it's also absorbing the energy of the space. So that's a lot of times when you will put them out, sunlight, moonlight, a lot of times, you can sage them. So it just kind of depends on your preference on cleansing and clearing. But yeah, it does. I do agree that it would help. It helps clear them for future use. And then some people will believe that when a stone has absorbed too much negative energy, it will break. And it's happened. I've seen it happen. Yeah, it'll break or you'll lose it or whatever. Like that stone's done. Like, and then you have to accept it.
So what would you say, because you're talking about negative energy and things like that. So what stones do you think are good for protection, or what stones should I keep in my pocket when I'm throughout the day? Do you recommend?
Well, there's always, there's like the 7 essentials, but I'll go into that in a little bit. But the best like crystals for protection, a lot of times would be, say your black stones. Ones that have a lot of grounding and boundary protection in them. Black tourmaline is one that's a great one for boundaries and protection. Obsidian.
And do you have any there with you? Do you have one with you?
I do, but I don't actually have any of those.
All right. Keep going.
I have other ones with me, but not actually. I'm like, am I wearing any? No, I'm not. I'm wearing them, but not those particular
it's all right.
ones.
You're prepared. It's okay. Go ahead.
That's okay. But and then like a lot of times when you ask like, what would you carry in your pocket? A lot of times I will often think, where are you going? What are you going to do that you might gear you towards particular stones?
Let's say I was going on a first date. What should I take with me?
Oh, okay. So you would want a stone for, protection. So you would do like, say, hematite or black tourmaline. Those are good ones. You would also want one, so say carnelian. Carnelian is good for like motivation, courage, but it also has like some sexual energy to it. So you might want to see how play up on that. You would want something for communication. So because you want to make sure, you can communicate. So a lot of times like blue stones are really good for communication, like turquoise, aquamarine, blue chalcedony. Those are great ones to kind of help keep you, the communication lines open. But then pyrite is also, I always say pyrite is a good anytime you're going out, because shamans used to put that in their medicine bags, and that would be like for journeys and stuff. So it was, they would keep them as far as keeping them safe, safe travels.
Oh, I didn't know that. Which stone is that again? Which stone?
Pyrite. Pyrite, fool's gold. Yeah.
Oh, yes. That I remember that. Okay. All right. I'm going to write that down.
I'll remind you too. That's okay.
So that would be on a date. So let's just say, just day to day, like if I want to have a clean home. I know we sage and we pray to our guides. I know before I started any of the shows, I always, do a cleansing of my area and everything that might be here. So what kind of stones would I want to put around, or crystals would I want to put around my home? Like I know you put them at the windows, you put them at the doors.
Right, right. So good ones to have again are obsidian. Like a lot of times, like say at your doorways and your any entryways, obsidian is a good one to protect against negative energy. Selenite is a great one at windows and doorways to bring in positive energy, and it also transmutes negative energy into positive.
So you would want to put both of them there, correct?
You could. So actually, at my doorway at the store, I have above the door, I have a piece of selenite, but then down at the on the floor at the entryway is a piece of obsidian. So I've kind of got people coming and going. So. But so you could, I mean, it's gonna give you that extra protection. They'll work together. And then another good one is citrine. So I always tell people like citrine is great for like at your windows. So I consider citrine like sunshine in a stone. So it's got a lot of positive creative energy. So when you put it at your windows, you're inviting that creative energy in. It's positive. It's also a great stone for abundance. So if you want to, depending on what your abundance.
So if you want to win the lottery.
Yeah. Yes. And if you want to put it in the farthest left corner of your house, that's the abundance corner, or wherever you live, your farthest left corner is your abundance corner. So you could do that. And then clear.
So why is that though? I'm curious. Why do we want to put that in the far left corner for abundance?
That's a feng shui. I'm not really sure how that's a feng shui thing. So yeah, that's I done some different research on different like placements and things, and yeah, the farthest left corner is the abundance corner. I'm not sure why they've deemed it that, but.
So when we put our crystals on our windows, or we put them above the door, would that be far left, or is that far right, or in the middle? Where would we put those?
I mean, I guess that kind of depends on where your door is, because I know I have just a set, like I have the ones on my door, then I have them at the window, but then I'll have a little couple like just in the corner, like the farthest. So it just kind of, so it depends on the layout of your house, because you could also just do it the far left corner of whatever room you're in, or the far left corner of your desk, or, I don't know. Yeah, for some of because I know they said it could be in your room, your home, which your space.
Right. I wasn't sure, because I know we want to take the negative energy out of our home, and then we want to bring in the positive energy. And I know when we have the sage, it's we do this, the over under. So over,
right.
We push it out, and then under. So I don't know if it's left for abundance, and then for right, it would be for, the protective to push it all out. I wonder.
Well, maybe, and it might also be in because, the right is to give, the left is to receive. So it might also be in, kind of correlate with that. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think we figured that out.
Yeah, there we go.
So I'm curious. I don't know if you know about this. So star seeds, obviously, that's Andromeda and Sirius and all of that.
Yes.
What crystals do they attribute to different star seeds?
Well, I don't know specific ones, but I know there's Lemurian crystals that is, would be of Lemuria, that Lemurian star seeds would be drawn to. Celestite, I would think, would be another.
Well, let's go back to Lemurian real quick. So why are they called Lemurian crystals? What do they do? Is it
So, well, they're very high. It's a high frequency, high vibration stone. So, and then if you were to actually look at a piece of Lemurian crystal, you could see, I think they call it like steps. It's little like inclusions that go up, and it's just from the frequency of the stone. They're beautiful, beautiful stones. They're almost like crystal clear, and they are a high frequency, and a lot of people, when they're highly sought after for a lot of people.
Do you have one of those there?
No, I didn't. I have some, but I was like grabbing to try to figure out, like, I got my communication stones. I got
Let's
my
see the communication stone. Let's see it.
Okay,
we got to show some crystals. Everyone's like, where's the crystals?
All right. So this is a piece of aquamarine.
Okay. What does that do?
Aquamarine is a very good tranquil energy, helps with communication, it helps activate the throat chakra. So it's and a lot of times you can kind of match the color with the chakra. I will often tell people it's like a little bit of a cheat sheet, that if you're trying to, like, oh, I want to work with, my solar plexus chakra, what stones should I work with? So your solar plexus chakra correlates to the color yellow. You would want to try and gear towards, yellow stones like orange calcite, heliodor, citrine, so, and I mean, it's not always a tried and true, because those stones also have other properties, but it's it's a fairly good rule of thumb that, I like to, that's worked for me. Yeah.
I know when I've done some chakra healing, I do put different crystals on different areas to try and draw out the energy that, if it's negative or there's some kind of abusive energy, to pull that out. And then also to pull in positive energy. I mean, that's, like you said, they're a conduit, the crystals.
Yeah.
So what else? What else do you have there?
Oh, okay. So, all right. So I'll show you. This is let's see if I can. This is a big old chunk of rose quartz.
Love it. And that's for love. I know that.
Yes. Love for yourself, love for others, to give love, to receive love, friendships. I have a lot of people that come in like, oh, I have a friend, I don't know what to get, and I go right to rose quartz. That's like a given,
Take that when you go on family, get-togethers, try and, feel the love.
Yes, this piece stays in my living room, because I always want to make sure there's love in the living room. What else do I got? Here's another. See if I can. This is amethyst. Ooh.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, hold that up a little bit higher. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this is this one I keep with my my tarot decks. I keep it on top. Just that's a connection to your higher entities. Help protect like bad. Helps kind of help with like bad behaviors. People with addiction and addictive personalities. A lot of times amethyst will help them with that. Helps with sleep, dreams. Also a good protection stone. That's another good protection stone.
Oh,
a lot of people don't often. Yeah, a lot of people don't think of amethyst as, but it's got some pretty good oomph to it.
It's beautiful.
And what else isn't it? Yeah. Oh, here's another one. This is let's see if I can get a good. This is fluorite. It's trying to.
I love the greens. You can't quite see it with your background.
Yeah,
it's
not quite showing up.
That's okay.
Yeah. I love the blues in that.
What does that one do? The green one that you just showed?
That's good for it helps keep you in harmony. Also keep you in flow, discernment, helping bring clarity to, anything that might be hidden, and kind of, help shine some light on it. So
if someone were to take a test or they were in college, that might be a good one to carry with them.
Yeah, that would be, to help focus, keep their clarity. I often say another good one is calcite. Calcites are usually good ones to kind of like, there's a chocolate calcite that's good for students and focusing. I used to carry some of that. There's a few around. Howlite would be another good one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I know, I'm trying to think. I was like, oh, I got some other.
Oh no, whatever you got there, let's see it.
Okay, well, let's see if I can get this to flat. Ooh, yeah. This is labradorite. Everybody, ooh.
And is that an elephant? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, yes. He has a labradorite elephant. This was a piece that I got from a friend of mine, a fellow crystal shop owner, that I was like, yes, please.
And what does that do?
Labradorite, good for bringing to light hidden things that are that mysticism. It's got a lot of magical energy to it. Hidden mysteries, I guess, would be like bringing to light hidden mysteries, different things. I'm drawing a blank because
I would think that would be good for channeling. So if you're trying to channel a higher being, an entity, sometimes angels people channel, or your guides, I think that would be a good one. If it's mystical.
Yeah, that would be a really good one. I was gonna say another really good one for that is this one. You can't really tell, but this is blue chalcedony or blue chalcedony. Some people say it one way, but this is a great stone for channelers to channel, to connect with your guides. It's really good with communication. Mm-hmm. So it does open those pathways.
So if I were to use that for channeling, because I do channel, would I want to put that outside on a full moon or a new moon? Not a new moon, obviously. There's no moon, but a full moon. Would I want to put that out there? When would I want to put it outside? In the evening or before?
Well, you mean before you use it? Oh, before. Well, you can put things out on a new moon because you're getting new energy. So, if you're thinking you want to start a new project, new moons would be great for that. It would depend on where you would, because usually full moons are once a month. So if it falls, outside of that time frame, you would probably maybe just want to smudge it, or kind of, sometimes what I'll also do is like, you take it and just speak your intention into it and just bless it and what you're looking, and then use it from that, from that point. It would,
let me stop you for 1 second. For those that don't know what smudging is, do you want to explain what smudging is?
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. So smudging is a Native American term, actually, which kind of refers to like the whole process of growing the sage and everything. So there are sage bundles that smudging, it's called smudging, is space clearing. Yes, there we go. That's a sage bundle.
This is sage. So you would light it and then you take it all around your home. But you would want to use this with your stone as well, correct? I have the there. So I would just sage it.
Just sage it, and people ask, because you're like, well, what do you do? I was like, well, as you're saging, you're putting your intention out to cleanse and clear that energy, and then so that's where the intention helps, and then the sage clears the air. But that's a Native American space cleansing is the more common term, I think, anymore, instead of just smudging. Smudging is more of an older term.
Oh, that's okay.
I know for some people that might have like, oh, I know it as space clearing. They might not have known it as smudging. So that's why I know there's a lot of people use space clearing now. So that's why.
That's true.
So know that they're two in the same. But yeah, it actually is a Native American thing, referring to the herbs and everything, that from growth to the burning process.
So, okay, so the smoke would just go over it. I also use a candle sometimes when I am doing any type of clearing. I'll light a candle. I might take it around the different rooms. Even with the pendulum, I might, because before, when I was saying my prayer before this started, I lit the candle and had the pendulum out. So I think that's what might be part of saging. least for me. I guess it's all intention of what you want to do with, or what
That
your
was just
intentions are.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a lot of intention that what you're putting out. I said, because it's what's in your heart and that's what you're wanting to put out there. Because I know a lot of times, like, yeah, if I don't have a sage bundle or something, a candle or like an incense, and I'll use
right.
that to, to go around, depending on my space and stuff. So that's how, and again, a lot of that is intention based. So that's where, you know, what I say is what's in your heart, what do you want to put out there? So when you're cleansing, clearing, you'll say all negative energies that are not welcome here need to leave. I invite in the, all things good, So that's why I tell people is like, whatever it is that you want your intention when you're saging. So that's how I do it. I know some people are more tried and true, but
all right, so we are almost out of time. Is there one crystal you want to show or say anything about a crystal? And then go ahead.
I was like, I don't know. I have all these different. Well, here's one I didn't.
It goes so fast. Okay.
I know this is okay. So this is called Carawhite. I don't know if you can see the eye in there.
Yes.
Yeah. That is a stone that is speaks to transformation and intuition. So I always love finding stones that have like.
And what is that called again?
Charoite or Carawhite. It's mined in Siberia. It's one stone that can only be mined 6 months out of the year because of the permafrost and everything. Yeah.
Oh wow, and that's for transformation.
Yes, transformation, intuition, connecting to your spiritual gifts.
Okay, so all right. I just wanted to thank you for coming on the show because we're almost out of time, and I know there's so much to talk about when it comes to crystals. We could have went on for hours.
I know.
But I do want to thank you for coming out here, and for anybody that wants to visit her store, she is online on Facebook. She is Naturally Gifted with Jerry. You can find her there. She's on Instagram, and she is in Elizabethtown. And she has all kinds of items there. She has the crystals, she has tarot decks, oracle decks, books, and then sage. She has sage. So please find her on Facebook. And of course, I am also on Facebook and Instagram under Soul Tea. Yeah, Soul Tea with Marie. And I'm also on YouTube as well. So thank you everyone for coming. Namaste, Jerry. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Hello, friends. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. I am so happy to be back. I'm your mini medium on the A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I've been gone for a few weeks, and I'll tell you, I feel like it went by so fast. So I'm excited to be back, but I'll tell you, we went to South Africa and we were there, oh gosh, for 10 days, and it was incredible. And I feel recharged, I feel renewed. It's incredible when you can step away from just regular life and the chaos and the craziness, and all you have is just yourself and nature. And you know, even towards the end of our trip, we had no power, so therefore we had no Wi-Fi, we had no heat, we had no hot water. So it was interesting, but I'll tell you, it really made me very appreciative of what I have, and it made me realize that we, as just people in general, we just need to be more grateful and more not, I think more mindful of how much that we are very fortunate, for sure. So anyhow, but it was actually kind of nice because there was nothing else that the last 2 days that we could do except for just to be one with the giraffes and the rhinos and other crazy animals that we saw. And we experienced some serious rain. And I think we went through every season in 10 days while we were there. So, anyhow, it was incredible. But I have to say, I am glad and I am happy to be back. And I did get a little homesick. I think I got to the point where I was missing my kids and my home and my normal, everyday, monotonous schedule. And I'm appreciative of it now, that's for sure, but very much needed. So I am excited to be back to share my renewed and my revived and my recharged energy to everybody. So tonight, after my podcast at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or I don't know if it's Mountain Daylight Time, I don't know. Anyways, here in the next couple hours, about an hour and a half, it's 6 p.m. my time, give or take a few minutes, I will be again doing a night of free readings on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page. So please go follow and hop on, and you might be able to get a reading there as well. And one of my favorite things is Wednesday nights, where I can take callers from those here that call into A1R or Moonstruck TV, and then continue sharing the love. So as usual, I'm going to go ahead and pull an affirmation for today. And, I always go with the number that I have been drawn to. And today, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have been drawn to the number 15. And so 15. And without a doubt, every time that I am drawn to these numbers, it is, oh gosh, it's my spirit guides, it's loved ones on the other side. I just trust that whatever I get, that if there's intention for it. So I have no doubt that that number 15 is going to have some very close significance, hopefully with a caller today, and or with the anyone that I'm drawn to tonight on my free reading. So I want to read. Oh goodness, this is beautiful. I think we've read this one before, but I feel like everything happens the way it's supposed to. So today's affirmation for everybody says, "Today I dare to do something differently." So if you have never called into a radio station to get a psychic mediumship reading, there you go. I dare you to do something different and call into A1R or to Moonstruck TV and speak to one of many amazing and gifted readers. So whether it's that or just something that steps you out of your comfort zone. So again, today I dare to do something differently. I'll show the beautiful butterfly that these come this affirmation deck. It's so beautiful. Butterflies are always so so peaceful and angelic, and I feel like we always are drawn to butterflies. It seems like very common with our loved ones in the spiritual realm. And what else? Dragonflies, right? Ladybugs, birds, all those feathers. So very common, very common. I feel like that it's what gives us peace and comfort, knowing that our loved ones are with us. So, all right. Well, now that we've got that beautiful affirmation out there, I'm going to go ahead and take my first caller tonight. And this is Catherine from New Jersey. Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you. How can I help you tonight?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if maybe you could hear from my aunt.
Okay. And your aunt has passed away, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask, you might have heard me earlier, I was mentioning the number 15, because when I trust my visions, or when I start to hear through what's called clairaudient, I'll hear things that, it sounds crazy. I say I hear voices, but what it is they are thoughts that I know are not my own. And before I started the show, I kept seeing and hearing that the number 15, 1-5, was going to have a close significance to somebody here. Did you connect with that with yourself and or your aunt?
Well, not really, but my mom's birthday is the 15th of October. That's the only number that I could think of.
Okay. And is this the aunt that is on mom's side?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. So I know that sometimes when our loved ones on the other side start to come through and they know that you're going to be calling in, or you're going to have a connection with someone with abilities to be able to communicate with them, they will just bring through numbers or messages just to validate who they're connected with. And because your mom's birthday is the 15th, and this would be mom's sister, is that correct? Or sister-in-law?
It's not really her sister. It's her mother's sister.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's what I meant, mother, sister.
Like, she was my great aunt, but I called her my aunt. She was also my godmother.
Ah, gotcha, hon. Okay, I see. Okay. Well, I'm going to just kind of quiet my mind here for a moment and see if I can't pick up on any messages or any signs that we may get from her. So I'm going to be quiet just for a minute here. So don't go anywhere. I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm going to just try to focus a moment. Okay. Okay. One thing that I keep seeing is the vision I keep getting. If this is your aunt, the female energy that I'm picking up on keeps mentioning the hair and the loss of hair, or the hair needing to be done a certain way at the time of her passing. Do you connect with that with her?
With her hair?
Yes.
She used to have like a certain style that she always used to wear.
Okay. and when she passed, uh, I feel like she's just wanting to thank. I don't know if this was you or somebody did her hair, and I feel like she's just very grateful that they did her good, I guess, if you will, with her hair. So does that connect with her? Do you understand that?
I'm not really sure who had did her hair, but I know it was the hairstyle that she always wears.
Okay. Okay. So just know, I feel like if this is your aunt, which I'll see if I can't get more validation of who I'm starting to connect with, but uh, there is that feeling of wanting to share that message of for being so grateful and thankful for um, how well that she looked, when at her time of passing. Because I feel like she's very, I call it very bougie. She's very bougie. She's very well put together, and just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Um, and she's mentioning the child that was born just recently, or just before her passing. Do you understand that?
Yes, I had my daughter in 2018, and then I had my son in 2020.
Okay, perfect. And they were both born after she had passed. Is that correct?
Yes, my daughter was born before. She actually passed away. My daughter had just turned 4 months in September, and she passed away in September.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So I feel she's wanting to recognize your son because she keeps showing me the child that was born after her passing. So,
yes, that would be my son.
Your son. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Um, One thing I feel that I'm getting from her as well is that uh, she's very adamant that you find some peace and closure with her passing. I feel like you've really been holding on to some, maybe some guilt that, you couldn't be there or you wanted to do more for her. Do you understand that? Why she's showing me that?
Yes.
Okay. And I just hear her saying, please, she's, wait, she's very sassy. She's very sassy because I feel like when she's coming through, she's like telling you, put your big girl panties on, and you just know
yes.
that there's, yep, and there's nothing you could have done wrong at all. And you know what? She keeps wanting to call you. Do you go by Kathy or Katie?
Not Kathy so much, but like Cat.
Cat. Yep. Okay. So I heard her say like Katie Cat or Cat. So I kept hearing her say Kathy or Cat. So I feel, she says you didn't go by Catherine very often, that you went by the shorter name. And she's showing me an opal or a pearl. I don't know if you have a ring or something of hers that has a pearl or an opal. Do you have anything like that of hers?
No, I have a chain that was hers.
Okay. She's mentioning that there is a pearl or there is an opal that I believe she's wanting you that should be yours or should have went to you. I would just say be very mindful of that, and that possibly still coming your way. Okay. Um, okay. I've got just a couple minutes here, and I've got another caller waiting. But I want to tell you one thing that I love about your aunt is that the way she's coming through is that she didn't want to worry anybody. she said she didn't want to be a burden to anyone. And I feel like that she there went very peacefully. I don't feel like that there was much pain or discomfort. I do feel like that it was, but I also feel like this, did she pass very quickly? She shows me she was here and then gone very fast.
Yes. Like that night, she actually came down to me, came downstairs because she lived upstairs with me. And we talked that night, and she was perfectly fine. The next morning, she woke up that morning. She was walking around the house, and she said that she was going to go back to sleep because she was tired. And I got a call from my cousin telling me to come upstairs, and she was gone. It was just like so fast that it happened.
Right, right. Yeah, and I'm so sorry, my friend. I know, and I feel like that one of her main, I would say, messages for you is just really wanting you to know that that she passed very peacefully and very quickly, that there wasn't anything anyone could have done differently, that this was just her time. Okay?
Okay.
All right, my friend. I know these are so quick, but I'll tell you, you have a beautiful, beautiful guardian angel watching over you. I have no doubt she's with you always. So I hope this gave you a little bit of, you're welcome, hun. I hope it gave you a little bit of comfort, just that little bit that we could get with her. And I wish you all the best and sending you lots of love your way.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye, hun.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. Hey, we got just a little bit of time here, about 8 minutes. And this is Kylie. Hi, Kylie. This is Stephanie, the mini medium. How are you? Did we? Oh, okay. Okay. No worries. We'll wait for Kylie here to join. And we already got such beautiful connections to the other side. I swear, I feel like some days that when I go on a vacation, I take a break. It's like, okay, it's almost like you forget how to ride a bike, right? So you get back on that bike and kind of a little wobbly, but then all of a sudden you pick up the speed and the balance, and it all just starts to flow. So I have no doubt that tonight's going to be amazing. And I don't know if you guys know this, but today is World Caring Day. So celebrate today by caring, sharing the love, doing something that is very caring for others, even if it's as simple as, letting someone get in front of you in traffic. I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when people get so angry that someone cuts them off. I just kind of, I sit back and I say, that person must need to be somewhere a lot faster. And I wish them safety and love and light and protection. And there's no reason to get angry, right? Even at the grocery store, I'll let people, I don't know how it is where you all are at, but we have self-checkout everywhere now. So I feel like we ring in our own groceries now. And if I am in line and I see someone that has a few items, I'm always willing to let them go before me. So, I just feel like that's what we need to do. So it's World Caring Day. All right. Well, we've got a little bit of time here, and this caller is Renee. Hi, Renee. This is the mini medium. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
Good, 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 good. I've got just a few minutes here, so what can I do to help you tonight?
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh, you're okay. How can I help you tonight? Do you have any questions for me?
Sure, I would like to get in touch with my son. Do you hear anything about my son?
Okay, sure. And your son is in the spiritual world, correct? Your son has passed?
Okay.
Your son has passed, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, hon. Let me ask you just really quickly, do you connect with the number 15, 1-5 with your son?
1-5. Not
This
that
will
I
be
can
like,
think of.
okay, that's okay. I often get numbers, and my last caller, it did connect with her aunt that had passed away. I just want to make sure that I wasn't also getting validations of connection with your son. And just keep in mind, 15 can be the 15th of a month, the year 2015, the age of 15. So if your son's been trying to give any kind of messages for me today, if this is him, that's what I would get. Now, I feel like if I'm starting to really connect with your son, if this is the energy I'm starting to get, and I always ask for more validation, I feel that your son is a bit hesitant to step forward. And usually when I feel that way, it's because of how he passed. Do you understand that?
Yes. I'm sorry, we have a really bad connection. I can hardly hear you.
Okay, I'll try. Okay, okay, I'll try to even talk louder. My producer says that it sounds good. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if you have volume on your phone. Turn me up really loud. um, but I do feel that the connection or the feeling I'm getting, if I am starting to feel a little bit of your son, is just some regret or sorrow, and really wanting to take ownership and responsibility for his passing. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, okay, and uh, your son, if this is your son, which I always ask for more validations, how do you connect with? He's showing me the flat brimmed baseball cap, but a flat brimmed. Did he wear flat brim hats?
I'm sorry, was he what?
Did he wear flat brim hats, like baseball hats, but with the flat brim?
He wore baseball hats all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I just want to make sure that we're channeling your son. So I always ask for signs to make sure that this is him, because he just keeps mentioning all of his hats, all of his baseball hats. Um, and one in particular I do see also is, well, boy, was he a fan of football? Because he's showing me, I'm just seeing a horse. So football and horse is going to be like the Colts or the Denver Broncos. But he's showing me a horse, but connected to football. Do you connect with that with him?
Yeah, he had a dog that was as big as a horse. He had a Great Dane.
Gotcha. Okay. I feel like he's just showing me this big old horse. And what's interesting is that growing up, I had a neighbor that had a Great Dane, and literally that Great Dane's name was Horse. So I feel your son may be kind of in a funny way trying to show me the same connection there. And that's what they'll do on the other side. Now I've got a couple minutes here for you, Renee, but I want to tell you tonight at 7:30, which is in about an hour, I do free readings on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page. If you're willing to want to hop on in an hour, I would love to continue your free reading if you're interested, because I feel like that today is a very significant day of connection for your son. And I'm not sure why, if it's a birthday or an anniversary. But his energy is very, very strong. So if you're in an hour here, it's 7:30 Mountain Time. on Stephanie's tarot readings. Let's see if we can't get and continue this reading for you, okay?
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yes, I would absolutely love to do that for you. You are welcome. Well, I've got about 45 seconds, so hopefully I'll see you here in about an hour, and I'll watch for you to hop on, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're welcome. Have a beautiful night, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, friends. Oh my goodness, that time goes by so fast. So fast. I could probably have an hour show and still not have enough time. So I will see you guys next week on the mini medium. I'll see you then. Have a great week. Bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
everyone, and welcome to Understanding Spirit. Today we are going to discuss archangels, and also I'll give you some tips on how to use them for improving your clairvoyance. We're going to specifically work with Archangel Michael today. And as usual, I will move through it quickly just to give you the information. And if you wish to do it, I want you to just do it at your own pace. Okay, so we carry blockages with our clairvoyance, and we can make ourselves feel like we're maybe not worthy of communicating with the divine spirit. Now, that can come from somebody can make a flip comment, whether it's a friend, a co-worker, a boss, a parent, and they say it for a moment, they release it, get on with their lives. But for us, it sits with us, energetically, and it feels like it's real, but it might not be, right? And we can sometimes use that to make ourselves feel like we're not worthy of connecting with spirit and with tuning in with our higher selves. Okay, so I'm going to give you some affirmations today to work with Archangel Michael, to say for yourself, and just work on that and just keep releasing, all right, until you're able to see clearly. And there are a lot of archangels who work with different kinds of blockages. Today, we're just going to work with Archangel Michael. Everybody who knows anything about angels knows Archangel Michael. So, and he is the one in charge of, removing anything horrible, whether it's in your house or, around you, whatever. So it's a good one to start with for sure. Okay, so with an affirmation, it's really important to do it before you start your clairvoyant work, before you start any kind of psychic mediumship work. You set out the intention, you do the affirmation for yourself, and you also set out the intention of who you want to work with. All right, so I'm just going to get you to just send out a thought to Archangel Michael that you want to work with him today. Now, remember, archangels have never been human. They are omnipresent, so they can be with all of us at the same time. Okay, so don't feel like you're taking this powerful being away from somebody who potentially needs it more than you at this moment. All right. I want you to just say to yourself, it doesn't matter whether you have your eyes open or closed, I just want you to say to yourself, Archangel Michael, please cleanse my mind and my body of all fears, negativities that are holding me back. And I want you to just breathe in now all light, positivity, and just release with your breath any fears, any negativity, anything that you can think of that is holding you back. We do this 3 times, so breathe in light and positivity, and just release all fears and negativity. Again, breathe in light and positivity, and breathe out any fears regarding your mediumship work, and anything that's holding you back, any negative thoughts, just release them out into the universe. Don't worry about what happens to them. Spirit will transmute them and do whatever they see is fit for that energy, okay? Now, I want you again to say to yourself now, I am willing to surrender all fears and uncertainties surrounding seeing my guide, seeing archangels, communicating with archangels, communicating with spirit. And I want you again to breathe in light and positivity. And as you breathe out, release all the fears, all the negativity that you're hanging on to. your lack of self-worth regarding this stuff. Again, breathe in light and positivity, releasing all fears and negativity, just pushing it out and just removing it energetically from within you. With archangels, they always want to be thanked, they always want to be invited in, and they always want to be thanked. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you 3 times. All right, with archangels. There is a misconception that angels will just come willy-nilly and help you. That's not the case. You need to invite an archangel to come and assist you, and you need to tell them what you want assistance with specifically. I've lost my car keys. Can you help me find a new home? Can you guide me towards, the right employment? Whatever you're wishing to ask assistance for. They don't have authority to just interfere without your permission. Your main guide, however, who we communicated with in the first show, can intervene in your life and guide you, all right? If you're making a mistake or whatever. My guide is always giving me information, always, never stops, right? But an archangel will never come unless I invite them, all right? My guide will give me everything from if I'm going to drop something and break it, she'll say to me, don't do that, you're going to break it, right? I like to think that I listen to my guide all the time, but sometimes I'm like, thanks for the warning, I won't break it. Sure enough, I break it. So it's always continuous, little things like that. Once you communicate, with your guide, you will constantly get little bits of information where they're constantly trying to help you, right? So what we're going to do now, I do want to go into a few affirmations which are important helps remove the blockages with clairvoyance, because again, it's very powerful, and the I am is very powerful. It's connected to the divine, and we are always connected to that higher source, to our higher self, where we are, where we think, act, feel, speak with our highest good. And that's where we always want to be connecting with. So when you give an affirmation and it starts with I am, you are acknowledging who you are. Because so often we forget that internally, in spirit, we are perfect. Okay, so the first one, and you can close your eyes for this or leave them open. Whatever works for you is perfectly fine. Okay, I am clairvoyant. I am highly intuitive. I love and honor my spirit. I am highly visual and I see everything. I am worthy. Repeat those all the time before you do your work. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're saying, and know that spirit will help you if you constantly put out the intention of what you want to do at that moment. Okay, so I'm going to give you, as usual, a very quick little meditation to connect with Archangel Michael, and we will go through it faster, so just slow it down at your own time. It's just very basic. So I want you to put a thought out to Archangel Michael that you want to communicate with him through this meditation. Okay, and just close your eyes, and I want you to just breathe into the count of 4 hold to the count of 4, and breathe out to the count of 4. Breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, breathe out to the count of 4. Hold into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, and breathe out to the count of 4. Last one, breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, and breathe out to a count of 4. I want you to just focus on Archangel Michael, start to visualize what you know of him, and I want you to just rest a question in your mind and send it out to him. And to see what your response is. Are you seeing anything? Are you hearing anything? Are you getting a gut reaction to your question? Remember, see, sense, feel, or hear your answer. Especially if you're just starting off. Take note of what the first thing is that comes in your head, because that's the most important. What is this archangel saying to you right now? As soon as you start to feel your answer coming, just take note of everything that you're seeing or hearing. Ask as many questions as you want at that particular time. You're not restricted in any way. You can ask about your clairvoyance. You can ask about anything else that's troubling you as well while you're there. You just start to slowly bring yourself back when you're ready. Okay? And always remember to write everything down straight away. We always think we're going to remember. We don't. That's the basic truth, right? We will miss things. So always have a notebook next to you. Write everything down. You can do this as often as you want. And just enjoy your experience with this archangel. Of course, you can always call out to him if you're ever scared in any moment. So have a good week, everybody. Remember, smile, be nice to everybody. Always think, act, and feel with your higher self. You will have a great day, and you will give everybody else a great experience with you. All right. Goodbye and take care. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insights with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're doing really awesome. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm your host, Andrea Bacon. I channel angels, spirit guides, and your loved ones on the other side, bringing through messages of hope and healing. So we just had a full moon in Sagittarius this past weekend. Some of you may have found emotions welling up to the surface that you thought you'd healed, that were done. And these moons have a way of bringing up more layers to be healed, like layers of an onion. So I know that being that a lot of you are on the spiritual journey, working towards moving past old energy in your life and creating joy and more love and happiness and abundance. A good thing to do, something that I like to recommend, is to pay attention to how you feel emotionally, like a few days before the moon. The full moon, especially, but you can also do that with the new moon as well. The full moon is good for releasing, and the new moon is helpful for setting intentions. But it can show you, when you pay attention to how you're feeling, your emotions, the things that are coming up for you, it can really help you to see what still needs to be worked on. When you have that awareness, it can take away some negative emotions so that you're not cycling in a low feeling energy. Which is good because that helps self-sabotage. So if there's something that you're working on and trying, to do, and you have found that you're self-sabotaging, that's a good way to help prevent it, because then you can recognize it kind of when it comes up and have that awareness, and then allow it to just unfold. So the universe is always kind of giving us these infinite possibilities, and it's always working together for our good and supporting us. But sometimes we need to work on things first. And now we're going to take a caller. We have Lamira in Pennsylvania. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm fine.
Okay, great. I can hear you better now. So how can I help you today?
I would love a reading about love, because right now it seems like I'm not doing good in that department.
Sure. Let me grab a deck. Okay. And how do you say your name, Lamira?
Yes, Lamira.
Okay. Let me see for Lamira and love. What does she need to know? What is coming in right now? Okay, so there's some heart chakra healing. The heart chakra card came out. So you might be having, patterns or things happening in relationships, because there could be a blockage to the giving and receiving. Feeling vulnerability, feeling open, and just like I talk about a lot, kind of healing wounds from the past that may have kind of blocked off the heart chakra. And I think a lot of it has to, like I'm picking up, a lot of it has to do with self-love. And, just we can be conditioned by well-meaning people in our environment when we're growing up. But sometimes we can be conditioned to think that self-love is selfish or overrated, or whatever the case may be. But really, you do have a lot of energy that is coming up in this reading that's fertile, just like bringing in new things. You have this energy where you are able to bring in what it is that you want, creating, manifesting and setting intentions. And so you have a lot of cards that are in the major arcana, and that's a really powerful energy. And you are like really intuitive is what is coming through. Okay. So I feel like changing your focus from feeling like, you know, things don't work out in that department is important, as well as what's going to be important for you is meditating and working on your energy centers to connect more with your intuition, because you have a lot of intuitive abilities. Let's see. You may have felt, you know, a lot, like it's coming up in this reading that in the past there was this hopeless feeling, and that you had to walk away from so many different. So you have walked away from a lot. You've had to walk away from things that made you feel sad, hopeless, and you have this like epiphany here, okay? You've had this transformation and this understanding that something has to change. I actually do see a lot of movement happening. This could be a physical move for you, but whether it's physical or just like a proverbial energetic move, transformation, this is bringing in balance. So you do have things that are going to be balancing out in this department for you. I'm just going to grab another deck and see what's some more energy. Ooh, you have abundance with number 88. You may start seeing eights, or you may have been seeing eights, 88, 888. There's definitely, you know, this feeling of joy here, doing what makes you feel balanced, doing what brings joy into your life is really important for you. This is really going to help you with this focus, but underneath that, you have spiritual partnership. So with you being intuitive, and I feel like there's a strong spiritual quality for you, you're going to have like a match. You're absolutely going to have a really good partnership coming in at some point for you. And I feel like, you know, with this leadership card, that you might even have a spiritual business or some type of leadership position. And it doesn't have to be on the spiritual, but there's just so many cards here talking about, you know, intuitive, your intuition, and then the card intuition is underneath. So you are very intuitive, and underneath that is love. Hi.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Wow. So so basically you're saying that you're not seeing, like, for love, you're not seeing anything right now?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you, like, right now, I think focusing on your intuition, your finding balance within you is going to bring in this partnership.
Okay, I understand.
You have,
well,
there's
thank you so much.
Creativity and new beginnings as well for you. And you might meet somebody doing something creative, you know, doing something that you're interested in.
Okay.
Because there's also something from the past, though, that has to do with forgiveness, forgiving somebody from the past. So, like, there might be something that you're holding on to from the past, and that's going to help you heal that heart that we were talking about, that heart chakra healing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is going to, like, complete this pattern for you, and it doesn't mean like it won't ever come up as far as feeling, you know, sad about something from the past, but it'll be there for you to be able to recognize and process, so that you don't, you know, start another pattern again with it. And then, like I said, that will complete that and bring you into this feeling of feeling a lot better. And this is going to bring in a lot of joy and happiness for you. But there's a lot of cards about a spiritual journey that I don't know if you've already started or not, but I definitely feel this spiritual journey for you as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. So Yeah, so just have a meditation practice, get centered within your own energy, and focus on bringing in, healing that heart chakra and bringing in what it is that makes you happy. And then I really think things are going to flow for you, and you're going to meet the right person.
All right, well, sounds good. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. And that's going to do it for me today. Have a wonderful week. And if you're interested in any of my services, you can always check out my shop at Mind Body Nourish on Etsy, or you can look at my Facebook page where I post readings, as well as Instagram on Medium Andrea Bacon. So have a wonderful week, and thank you for joining me, and have a blessed day.
A1R Psychic Radio is pleased to announce that John Capello has joined us. John Capello and the Psychic Side, live from johncapello.com.
Hi, I am psychic medium John Capello, and I want to ask you to join me every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Time, for my show, The Psychic Side. It is an informative show about developing your personal psychic abilities. I hope you will tune in here on the Ask One Radio, Psychic Radio Network, and Moonstruck TV.
Amazingly accurate, clear answers to any question. You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Your Time to Shine
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Well, thank you for joining me this evening. So happy to have you here. I can't believe that it is June 1st, that we are halfway through 2023 already. It has absolutely flown by. So I'm loving the nice weather we're getting here in the Pacific Northwest. Usually this time of year, we're still getting rain and cold, but we've actually had some really fantastic, gorgeous days, and I am soaking it all in. So being in gratitude for all of that. So, when I was growing up, my family was not, a church crowd, a church going crowd. We weren't part of a church. And so we never grew up with any of those things. We never said, I hate to say it, grace at the table. It was just not part of what we do. But as I've gone through my spiritual journey, I have learned to, the power of prayer and understanding the power of prayer, understanding the power of intention when I am, sitting at the table and I am clearing the energy of the food that we eat, or I'm blessing the water that we eat. And everything is about intention. And it's also about that prayer. It's about asking and you shall receive. And so I have brought this into my life, and I brought it into our family's life. And it's really amazing the things that you can do with the power of intention and the power of prayer. And so I don't know how many of you actually say a prayer at your mealtime, or maybe you do some type of a clearing or something of that nature when you sit down to your dinner table. I personally will clear my food when we bring it in from the grocery store. And I do an energetic clearing and healing and bringing in the blessings and the gratitude and bless the food. And it really is amazing at how it changes the dynamic of the food, and it changes the energy of the food. And I will do this with just about everything. I will do it with food when we are eating out, or we are sitting at the table and my husband kind of giggles at me, and he does it now too. So it has actually become one of our things that we do to give gratitude and to put the intention of the gratitude within the food and clearing out the energy of that food. And I do this with almost anything and everything. I do it with prescriptions. I do it with supplements. I do it with just about anything. My dog's eye drops. And it really is amazing how it can shift the energy, and it feels different by just having that intention of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to clear this energetically, and I'm going to bring in loving energy and healthy energy into this and infuse it into whatever it is that I am in front of at that moment. So it's very easy to do. It's really all about your intention. It doesn't matter about the fancy words or the language. It really is just calling in your angels and saying, I am going to be energetically clearing this food. I'm going to be clearing these supplements that I'm going to be taking into my body, and asking the angels to help you clear that out. Clear out all the impurities or the chemicals, the toxins, whatever it is that you feel called to clear, let it be, right? Let it be that energy. And then once it's released, then infuse it with unconditional love and healing. And just sit with that intention. And it really does change the dynamic of it with just the intent and the intention of what you are doing. It's very similar to offering prayer. It's a little bit different, right? But it's the same type of thing. You're giving the gratitude. You are putting the love and the intention into that prayer before you have your meal. And so with everything, I do this with just about anything. I clear the energy of clothing. I clear the energy of any new piece of furniture that comes into our house, especially if it is a used piece of furniture. It can have somebody else's energy attached to it. So it's a matter of the intention of you doing that and giving the gratitude. Gratitude is so big in everything that we do, is giving that gratitude. And it's so important to remember, where it's come from, Mother Earth or the animals, any piece of that. It's so important to give back and to give that gratitude and then sit with that intention. So the next time you sit down to have your dinner, whether you are religious or not, I implore you to take a few moments to clear the food and to give it blessing and give it gratitude and just see if it changes how you partake in that food, how you enjoy that food, how it tastes, because it really does take on a whole different feeling when you take it from that space and place of gratitude and intention, rather than just taking it for granted and getting through your meal, getting it off the table, doing the dinner dishes, right? All of that. It makes a huge difference. So just take a few moments and do that at your mealtime. And then look at other things that you can do to clear and to bless and to bring gratitude into your life. And then start watching the changes happen. It's really fantastic. All right. We have a caller on the line right now. We have Talisa coming to us from Virginia. Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
All right, thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I am good, thank you. What can I do for you this evening?
Was waiting on a reading of what you would see going on in my life.
Okay, perfect. Let me just take a moment here and tune in to see what your loved ones have to say. And there'll be just a little moment of silence as I do that, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
All right.
All right, Talisa. So I feel like there has been a lot of running around. I just feel like I'm almost running in circles, chasing my tail. And it feels it feels very exhausting. And that there's been a lot going on for you in your life. And you're just thinking, oh my goodness, when am I going to get that breather? And it feels very heavy right now with everything that you have been going through. And your angels and guides are realizing how tired you are feeling, and the runaround that you have, this energetic feeling of running around, and they realize that you've been asking for that break for that shift and for that change. And they're saying that this is it's almost coming to an end. You're almost at the very end of this. That you're already starting to feel the shift and the change. Are you feeling that coming on, even if it's a little bit slow?
A little bit of it, yes.
Yeah. They're showing me that the shifts and the changes are going to happen just a little bit slower than what you were hoping for or anticipating. But what they're showing me is that they're aligning everything, that they're lining things up for you so that everything can shift into place. Okay. They're saying you like things to happen fast. There is no grass growing under your feet. And so they're asking you just to have a little bit of patience as they get all of these things to line up for you. I'm feeling like there is a shift in your job or in your occupation. Are you looking for a new job right now?
No, I'm disabled. I'm sick.
Okay. So
I've been down the road of sickness for the last 3 years.
Okay. Okay. So what they're showing me is there's new opportunities coming in for you, that's going to allow you to have a little bit more freedom. Okay. They're not exactly showing me like what that is, but they're saying that they're bringing in some things for you that you can do, that you could possibly do on the side, that's going to bring in some of that kind of that happiness again, right? That love of life, that zest for life. And it's going to help elevate your being and help to kind of shift you into a different direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm hoping for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for more better. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on just a moment. They're showing me like an infection or have you been fighting an infection?
Yeah, in my body. I've been sick. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And they're also showing me something with your feet. That there's pain or there's inflammation within your feet.
Yeah, they swell.
Okay. So what they're showing me is like the feet. It's almost like this this static energy, right? And so they're showing me about you getting out. So when we have things happening in our body, it correlates to something external in our lives. And so it's like this static energy, this static way of being. And so getting out a little bit and finding that new love, that new joy in your life, getting out a little bit and having that interaction with others. Because what I'm being shown is that there's they just keep showing me this energy, this blocked energy within you. And so are there any energy healers in your area that that you can work with to kind of help move that energy? Even an acupuncturist can kind of help get that stuff, get that static energy, get that those blockages kind of moving through your body. And as that kind of gets moving through your body, then you can get moving, if that makes sense.
Okay. I don't know of any. I'll have to research that.
Okay. Yeah, because they keep showing me, they keep going to your legs and to your feet, and like this heaviness, this inability to kind of move forward with the things that you want to do. And so part of that is getting that energy and that static energy moving through you. Okay. They're also showing me that that you're a very social person. And so being able to get out and talk with people again and being in that social aspect is also going to help kind of raise you up and lift you up. Okay. You love to be able to talk with people and have conversation. And you have a way about you in which people listen, right? And so they love, what they're showing me is they love to hear what you have to say. And so it's about getting out there and expressing yourself, and then also being that active listener as well, right? So that exchange of going back and forth, the exchange of energy, right? And so again, they're bringing up this this blockage, this static energy. And so as you get out there and you start, you know, speaking with people again and talking with people and having conversations, again, it's going to move that energy. I just feel like there's been a lot of, I don't know, for lack of, they keep showing me like sitting. There's just not been a lot of movement. And your body is craving that right now. And so getting out, being as active as you possibly can, to move that energy through you.
Oh, well. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm looking to see what else they have for you for just a moment. They're showing me either like a friend or a family member or something, that maybe that there was an altercation or some type of maybe some harsh words that were said, and it's weighing heavy on you. So they're showing me it's about being able to forgive yourself and forgive the situation, and to be okay with the situation itself. They're showing me like it's an estranged family member or friend, maybe somebody that you haven't spoken to for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing me that it could be time for you to reach out and talk about that situation. And if the other person isn't willing to do that, for you to be able to write it out, write out on a piece of paper what it is that you would want to say to this person. And then so that you can release it and get it out from you and let it be able to let it go so that you can move forward in your life. Even if they are unwilling to move forward in their life, it's going to give you the opportunity to release it and move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're showing me that even though this would be a good time to reach out to that person, this person still may not be ready to talk about it. But you are. You are ready to let this go and to move on. And so that's another approach or another way to be able to do that. So once you write everything out, right, you can be as nice as you want. You can be as angry as you want. Whatever comes up when you are writing, let it come out, let it flow onto that piece of paper, and then rip up the piece of paper, shred it, and throw it away. Okay?
Yeah.
And give thanks. Give thanks and give a blessing for, allowing this to come out and allowing the angels to take it from you and release it, okay? And then get rid of it. Then get rid of the paper. Okay?
Yeah.
The act of writing it out is a very powerful piece to be able to let us be who we need to be, right? By writing it out, because nobody's going to look at this besides you, right? It's not meant for anybody else's eyes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That sounds good. I know what you're referring to.
Yeah, they said that's going to make you feel so better. You're going to feel so much lighter by doing that, right? Because you've been holding this in for so long. And it's really time for you to let this go. Okay.
All right.
Let me see what else they have. Do you have another question?
What you see spiritual?
What do I see spiritually?
Like, am I moving in the right direction, or in the, where God wants me to be? Sometimes I do feel right where He wants me to be, but then sometimes I can pull back and be like, no, I ain't done it, I ain't doing something right.
You are moving ahead in the right direction. Are you doing any kind of tarot reading comes up? Are you doing any kind of tarot reading? Have you thought about diving into some tarot reading?
No.
Sit with that and see if it resonates with you, because I keep hearing tarot. And so yeah, they're showing me that could bring out a lot of your guidance. Okay. Reading into the cards, understanding the cards, and then letting whatever comes through come through. Okay.
Okay.
I actually see you being very good at tarot. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. So sit with that. I'm sorry?
I have to sit with that one. Yeah. I kind of understand it, but yeah, okay, well, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, sit with that for a little bit and see how that feels for you. Because I could really see that taking off for you. Bringing you a lot of joy, being able to do readings for yourself and family and friends. It's like giving you a different side of purpose. You have purpose. You know what your purpose is, but this gives you a little bit different direction, a little bit different taste of something that maybe you hadn't thought about before. Okay.
Okay.
They're telling me to tell you to trust your instincts. Okay. Trust your gut, because you're moving in the right direction, even if you feel like you're not. And what they're showing me is sometimes when you feel like you're not, it's just, you know how we go along sometimes and we get pulled and then we kind of, it's like a rubber band, right? You get pulled, you stretch, and then you come back to center a little bit. When you're coming back to center, what you're doing is you're aligning, okay? You're taking a breather. You're letting your body, everything that you have learned or everything that you have gone through while that rubber band was stretched, you're now in that rest period, right? Where you feel like, oh, nothing's happening, nothing's going on. It is. It's just that it's a different type of movement, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So be okay in that space, because that space is a really hard space for a lot of us spiritual people to be in, because we feel like we're not doing anything, but really we are. We're taking care of ourselves, which is exactly what we need to be doing.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Talisa, we are coming down to the end of our show, so I need to say goodnight, but I wanted to say thank you for calling in this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
You are so welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that does it for me, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am booking into July currently. So if you would like to have a one-on-one reading with me, please reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com or my Facebook pages of Julie Yeager Walker Medium and Your Time to Shine. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
everybody. Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings. Your Lady D. I'm your host for this half an hour, Lady D. I hope you've all had a fabulous week. It's always been interesting weeks. I always say it's been an interesting week because it always has been with the planets and with things that are going, and I can sort of see how things can relate to each other. And this week we're coming up ahead. We do have we got more transits coming up, which is going to create another interesting week that we're going to be coming up with. So we do have on the 11th is actually going to be where a lot of stuff's happening on the 11th. So we do have Pluto, which is going to be squaring Jupiter. So we've got Venus squaring Jupiter. We've got Pluto squaring the nodes. We've got Mercury also going into Gemini, and we've also got an aspect with Neptune and Mercury. So what that all means, I'll bring it down, so we have with the Pluto and the nodes will come up as well this week. So as I said before last week, the nodes is to do with your life path. I always see it as like destiny points because it's like life lessons as well that's coming up here too. So and we've got to look at Pluto, looking at change and transformation. When I was learning about Pluto, the person that taught me, she always used to say it's like death and transformation, meaning like it's like the phoenix. So you might be looking at changing your destiny point or a life lesson or or where you think you're on. Could be a big change in where you're heading, because we're also gearing up, coming up soon. The nodes actually changing signs, which is going to be a really big shift. So from from Taurus to Scorpio, going into Libra and to Aries. So that's going to be a big shift when that happens. So there could be a big change into life lessons or destiny point, or it could be a life lesson that you might need to learn in some sort that's going to help you or transform you in some way. We've also got this Venus squaring Jupiter. Now, I feel like this is going to create confusion. Whenever we're seeing squares, we're seeing planets work against each other. So if it was a trine or a positive aspect, they'd be working with each other, and that would be a really, really good aspect for relationships and money, because Venus, I always see it as love and money because she's got the purse and she represents love as well. But I feel like this is going to be a big confusion here. So it's going to be a time where people, I feel like, are trying to maybe make things work. Like if something doesn't feel right, they're going to try and just make it work and just try and stick with it no matter what. And, if something doesn't, and they might even go against their gut feeling with things and in how they feel, or even with money and taking a bit more of a gamble or more of a risk in money and finances instead of thinking very clearly and logically, just going in there and making these decisions, or get sort of like all in, but it may not work out. As I said, the planets are working against each other, so you might be feeling like this is a lucky thing, this is going to be a sure win, and you put everything in and it doesn't work out that way. So it can, I just feel like a lot of confusion is going to be coming up with that too. We do have that Venus, and that Venus is going to be in Leo as well. So Venus in Leo, I always feel like you're jumping in very fast. I read for a client the other day, and her natal Venus was in Leo. So, and she came to me for a love reading, a relationship reading. Something hadn't worked out, and I could see that her Venus was in Leo, and it's like you jump really fast into love. Because I always find that with Leos, they jump right into things and they're all at it, and they're just like, let's go and do it. Especially with big decisions, they just jump in. They don't really think about everything. They don't think about logistics. They just think about. I find Leos are all like it's like all or nothing, and they always think big things. I have my mum's a Leo, so it's always like she never settles for the what. Like a small house, big house, or not a small lounge chair, big lounge chair. They always want things big. So when I see Venus in Leo, it's like you're jumping in very fast in love. You're not really thinking about things. It's like I'm going in there, all guns blazing. So, and then so with these aspects, we might be the same thing with money. Like, and also again, Leos, I find Leos will gamble. Leos will have to take that chance and take that risk because they are wanting to go in there and be part of the in crowd. And if everyone else is taking a gamble, they'll go and put a gamble on to be part of everybody. So this energy may come up as a bit confusing, but yeah, like you sort of go all in, but it may not work out as well as you had hoped. So we've got the Mercury that's in Gemini here. This is where we might see a lot of like truth coming out, and we've had more truth coming out in the week. Like I've been hearing a lot of things, but someone talking about like aliens and other things that people coming out with. So you're probably going to find more things of this nature coming out on different channels and different networks and stories. Gemini is a very chatty sign. They're a sign that likes to learn. I always feel like they have a thirst for knowledge, and they never feel they know enough. So it could be that we're looking for these truth things, we're researching facts, we're going to different things. And when you see Geminis, they always like their eyes light up. They're very like bubbly people, and they're social people. They're youthful people as well. They're social butterflies. So so we're probably going to think more about being social, creating more network, because it's about networking as well. Thinking how can we work together to get things done? And it is about getting things done, but it's doing it as a team. It's finding these networks and these people that can help you along your path as well. And this aspect that we're going to have here with Mercury and Neptune, look, it can be a bit of delusion, but I feel like that it's going to be quite a positive aspect for you to see also. Yes, the beauty, but also maybe be more sympathetic and caring to others as well. That's going to come up. We also have this week, the big thing is Pluto going back into Capricorn on the 12th, and it will be there until January 2024. I always say when you've got the planet that's sort of getting ready to go up in the new sign or go into the new sign, going back into the old sign, I see it's like one foot in Aquarius, still 1 foot in Capricorn. I feel like the energy is still there, because when you're looking at the asteroids and as they travel in space, they've got the tail, so the energy is still there. So this is where we're going to see more things to do with governments, to do with laws, to do with like regulations, institutions like finance, like banking institutions as well. It's about business. So as I said, Pluto is about destruction but rebuilding as well. So we're probably going to find what all these things have been happening, and it's still been happening because even Pluto has been in Aquarius. Even in Australia now, they heard the collapse of Jenny Craig, so that's been a pretty big company to do with like weight loss. It's been around ever since I can remember, so I know it's older than me. And even in Australia now, that's crumbling. So you're going to see, and there was another thing that I saw that also ended, I heard a few weeks ago, and I cannot remember what company that was. But you're going to still, so even though Pluto was in Aquarius, we still had things crumbling in that it was in Capricorn, because it has that 2 feet, 1 foot here, 1 foot there. So, but it's going to go back, and it's going to continue meddling and doing things what it's trying to do in that house until it finally goes into Aquarius next year. By that time, I think the world that we're living in will be a very different world. So what I've also got coming up for today too, I do feel like it could be some setbacks to deal with, and it might be like extreme setbacks that we have coming up, or some things are a bit crazy as well. People wanting to step up, move forward, but it could be like you hit a blow and taking that step back. So that's something that I was getting that could happen this week. I got here like, don't be a sheep. So this is not a week where, and I feel like it never goes well if you just, and you see it all the time in groups where you've got people who are going to go one way, but you get a few people that say no, but they'll still follow. They get that feeling, that instinct of don't do it. And I just feel like this week it's not good to do that. You need to be individual. So it's not good to be a sheep this week. Be yourself. I got try not to criticize others, which can be very hard because, especially when sometimes we see things and I always try and keep things to my own thoughts, but I just got, don't criticize others. Learn to negotiate. And this is going to be the big thing with Mercury that's in Gemini. Learning to negotiate, because I feel like we're all about networking. Be level-headed and open your heart to shine. We've got here, be inspired by others' success and following their footsteps. So not so much copying them, but when you've got someone that you look up to that's been very successful, and it's not that you're comparing to them, it's that you're wanting to have that same success. So researching, see how that person did it. Can you do something that's similar, or can you do something that might be a little bit different but on the same lines to maybe get your success as well? I got here, don't be fooled. So if something doesn't feel right, don't be fooled. And this is where we're going to find with that square with Jupiter and Venus. Got here looking up, researching facts, info. So when you got looking up things, researching, these things are going to come up. It's time to learn something new, like hobbies. I feel like the hobbies, like learning a new hobby, whether it be gardening, needlework, the hobbies, looking at that. I feel like that's going to be important this week. Be the best that you can be. Got here, don't be fooled by people's games. Again, like the other have a thing I got. Things will go in a second. In fact, time's going to go really fast this week. So I might feel like you're here and next it's different. There might be people wanting help this week. Creating stable relationships is a big thing. Got time to rethink things and think things through. Don't let people don't let problems get you down. And the world could be going through more changes with this as well. Okay, so let's go to a caller. So we've got here, is it Ada in Texas?
My name is Odo, yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm trying to be okay. I've been trying to feel better, but it's good to hear from you.
Yeah. How can I help you today?
I was just I had a question like what's coming my way in my life. That's what I was just wondering. I need some answers, and that's about my question. Like, is anything good coming my way? I've been feeling kind of like things have been like not the way I really want. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. All right, let's see what I can get. I also have a lady, I feel like she's with you. I sort of was connecting to her before
Lady?
I went. Yeah, a lady. It was a lady. I feel like she could be like an aunt or an auntie. I see her and she has like a rainbow flag around her, and she was telling me that she's open to different things, and I could see her also like at a like Mardi. I'm a bit confused because I saw like a Mardi Gras with the beads, and I know that's something that you guys have in America, the Mardi Gras parade with the beads, like the necklaces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
so
what you mean there.
yeah, so I wonder if it's to do with that Mardi Gras, because the Mardi Gras in Australia is a very different Mardi Gras. Our Mardi Gras is a completely different thing.
Right.
But I was seeing that, and I felt like that she would go to protest because I see her like protesting and protest. So um, I feel like that she may have been straight but very open to things. Like she was very like forward thinking or forthcoming, and about people's rights and embracing people and embracing change. This lady as well, and
Mhm.
she stands with you.
Yeah, oh
Can you
well,
relate?
I don't know. I don't know
Okay,
no lady like that.
that's okay. Let's see if we can get a message for you from her.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a look. What's the message? She's just saying be strong. She's like, you always, it's like life when you're feeling deflated or you feel that, you always first take a step back. She's like she's like trying to push you forward, but you're always taking a step back when things are deflating you or they're getting you down, and she wants you to just keep stepping up. I feel like that she's on your dad's side of the family because she's mentioning your dad. So I do feel like she's on your dad's
My
side of the
dad?
family. Yeah.
So I don't know my real family. So could be.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Even though you don't know them, they're still
Maybe.
part of even though you don't know them, they're still part of your
Oh.
spirit, your family. So they're still going to be around you.
I
It is
don't.
annoying. It is
Oh,
annoying when
okay.
that happens. But she's saying like, she's like, just to wait. There is good things going to happen with you. I feel like you're going to have to network as well. She's showing me about you having to doing a lot of networking to get further. But I also see a lot of dancing around you. So I do feel like there is some sort of like celebration or dancing, or a birthday coming up around you as well. Because she's showing me that birthday cake. Let's have a look. Let's see here. What have we got with the cards? I just feel like you need to do a lot of release work, like a lot of releasing. I feel like you hold on. It's like when things get you down, they get you really down. And I just feel like you need to do a lot of, whether it be you're writing things down and you're burning it and using elements, there needs to be some form of release work that you need to do just to help to let go of things. 'Cause I feel like you hang on to things
Yeah.
a little bit. Um, and I feel like there is love coming to you as well. There is this card came out, and as I put it down, I just got that love coming to you as well. And I do feel like that's June, July, and I do feel like it could be more next year than this year. But I'm getting June, July. It's like September, you're wishing you had more, or there's more about finances in September, and it's like you're waiting. Here, you're waiting, and it's I feel like for things to
Mhm.
come in. But I feel like that's where you're going to have to really use your networking skills to be able to go forward. There's also a thing here about family. It's coming up too, like a family getaway, family holiday. So you've got someone around you now. You got someone with you, like a relationship, or you're single. You are single.
Uh, Friendship. Yeah, I do. With
Okay,
someone
friend.
else. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because I just told me they said
Mhm.
to me that she's not single. They said because I just feel like there's a holiday coming up here, with you. Like it's like family holiday, coming up. I feel like you're going somewhere. Um, I'm hearing San Diego, but I also see beach as well. Is there a beach in San Diego? I haven't been. So I never have actually been to
Uh,
America.
I've never
Is it?
been there to be honest with you, so I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
about that
okay.
area. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, so I heard the word, yeah, San Diego, and I'm not sure whether it is. I know that it is in America, but I'm not 100% sure whereabouts. But I also see like beach. I feel like I'm also sort of beach or California. Like I feel like you got those little. I think the lifesavers have like the little those stands on the beach. So I'm seeing that as well. There. So I don't know where if it's two different places or the same place. I'm not too sure what I'm seeing, but I am seeing like there's a holiday with like a bunch of you going, and it's something like a family getaway or family going. But there's something about relationships for you next year, as well. It's around June, July next year, and I feel like that's going to be taking the next step in a relationship as well. There's also contracts coming up here, and I feel like that is part of the September. There's a contract for you to sign up, and it is to do with some money or something to do with finances that's coming up, as well. But I just feel like you just need to like it's just like I need to write things down and get things out of your system, and once you do that, so you're able then to move forward. Um, and I just feel like this lady again, she's just telling me to ask you to find out stuff about your dad's side of the family. Like you need to find out more things about your dad's side of the family.
I don't know because I was adopted, so it's kind of hard for me to know about
Okay.
the blood family. I like to know about them, but it's been hard finding them.
Yeah, well, you never know. It might be. You never know. Sometimes things work out. Sometimes out of the blue, things happen out of the blue we can't explain. And but I just like, yeah, if you can, or if you can ask around, or but yeah, I just feel like it's important for you to find information out on that side. I feel like you'll find this lady, and she's a bit of a character as well. But I'll leave it there. Yeah. So, yeah, hope I've helped you today, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
So then that's okay. So now we've got is it Andre from Santa Monica, California. Audrey, sorry.
Yes.
Audrey, so hi Audrey,
Oh
how are
no, it's
you?
okay. It's okay. I'm here. I'm here. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. How can I help you today?
I love what you would have to do for me. I'll let you take the lead.
Yeah. So are you looking for about relationships, or are you looking about money or finances, or
um, yeah, I guess both. What's on the forecast for me?
okay, how about your home? Okay, let's have a look. Let's just have a look at what's coming up for you. Okay, so just connect to Audrey. Let's have a look. Have a look. I feel like I'm hearing you're busy, but then I see you like at a bus stop and everything's passing you by. So I don't know whether it is that you're going to be busy or that the moment that you are busy, but there's everything going also around you. And it's like I feel like you're hopping on a bus. Like it's time to hop on this bus, move forward, go straight ahead. I also feel like you're also trying to plan some sort of trip or some sort of holiday, but for users, I feel like it's more international than domestic. So I feel like I've got a picture of the map of the world, and I'm trying to decide where I'm going to go. And I do feel like that's more 2024, probably maybe January 24 of looking where to go. I feel like you want to go somewhere that's warmer or a bit hot too, but somewhere different and outside America. Okay. I also feel like with you, money.
To visit? You mean to
Sorry?
visit or move? Do you mean to visit or move?
Well, I'm assuming it'd be for a holiday. If you're looking at moving, it maybe is, but I was assuming it was a holiday, because I was just seeing a map. It was like the world map, but it was
Okay.
you wanting to go, yeah, somewhere outside of America. Because I just feel like I'm looking at a world map. You want to venture out, but you want to go somewhere that's warm, is what I felt like.
Okay.
Let's have a look. I know January is still winter for your part, and I guess most of the other countries around the world. For me, it's my summer, but I don't feel like. I mean, you might be coming to where I am, but I'm not don't sure. I don't feel like it. Could be you're planning for later in the year. I actually am drawn to Europe with you. I actually drawn around like France. I can see like the Eiffel Tower. So um, so I actually am drawn around like some sort of like Europe, but I also feel like I'm going to like country town, like small towns in Europe as well. So I can see the small roads that I'm driving on. I've got a car. Um, but I'm going when it's going to be hotter. So the sun's out. It's not when I'm freezing cold. Um, for you, as I got to the cards as well. Okay, so there's also been in relationships for you, or there's been like it's going to be a part of the family, but it's been like a bit of a tough. It has been tough, or hasn't been quite easy. You're coming out of it now, but it could be some announcement made to do with like relationships. I feel like it's more towards the family. That's but you're coming into something better with the family. Like everyone's sort of like there's been any fighting. I feel like the fighting is over and everyone's like now at peace. And I also feel like that there's yeah.
I mean, I don't think my partner and I, well, there was some problems towards the end, but he passed away in January, so.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for your loss. It's just with this, it was this card that I was seeing. That's why I kept hearing the family. So it's like you've been through a tough, and I see this card, it's like the cat's sort of coming out of where all the spiky plants are. So I can see where, to me, that part of the card is, it hasn't been the easiest times, but you're coming out now. And I knew it was to do with like relationships, because like there's a heart in this card as well that was standing out to me. So you're moving into a better time, but there's also some sort of announcement but everybody, and I know that it would have been a sad time when him passing, but I feel like that there was people had like a blame game, or there's people who it maybe didn't take it very easy and maybe said things they shouldn't have said, or people's feelings can sometimes they're not thinking clearly. But I just feel like everything's settling down now with that. That's coming in. But 'cause I just feel like now the families, they're now coming together. Um, okay. But your husband was very loyal though. Your partner that you did have, he was a very loyal man.
You're asking if he was?
Yes, I just heard this man come forward, and I just heard him say, like, I left you with everything, and he didn't want to leave you with everything, but he's left you with everything, and that's not what he meant to do.
He left me with everything.
Yeah.
like all the problems.
Yeah.
Probably that's probably what he meant.
Yes. Like he didn't. Yeah, he's like he was wanting to stay and help sort everything out, but like he didn't mean to just leave. But he's like he's apologizing for just getting up and leaving. Um, Okay. He's also showing me some sort of like paperwork to sign. This is to do with money and finances because I feel like there, even in the card, this card is really standing out to me as well. So I do feel like that there's if it's to do with like his passing or like the inheritance, but there's some sort of like signed paperwork and there is finances coming to you, and it is for you to start a new life, start to move forward with this money. But it's like you've got to be wise, and he's like being wise and be sensible. So I feel like maybe he look after the money side of things or the business side because he's like wanting you or stressing that you be wise and sensible with the money as well. Because I do feel like there's something about money here, and looking at detailing with money as well. But he also wants you to it is time for you to move forward. And I just feel like over the coming months, you are looking at where you are heading, where you're going. I actually do feel like you might sell your house because he's showing me that you've got a sign up, a sale for sale sign. So there could be a chance. I just do feel like that you could be looking at moving, relocating somewhere. That's I feel like we're wanting peaceful. It's when it's nice and peaceful as well, and just want to be
Yeah.
peace too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. But this man was sick. My breathing is short. When I feel like into him as well, my breathing is quite short as well. So I feel like there's something with his breathing. He's like in hospital. He's in care.
No, he had some issues with his heart and stuff like that towards the end.
Yeah. So the heart would affect his breathing. I just feel like my breathing's different. It's changed. It's something with the breathing with him. Like it's short. He can't breathe. He can't take like deep breaths. And I feel that is connected to the heart. That's there. But I'll leave it there, but he just sends his love and he sends you he's all the best and he is with you. There is a white flower that he's showing me with you as like a white rose. So I don't know if white roses mean anything because he's showing me a white rose with you and he's wanting to take care of yourself, putting yourself first and putting yourself forward. He said it's the most important thing. But things are going to start settling down and it's like things will also start taking care of themselves as well. Especially when we get I feel like coming up very soon. But I'll leave it there with you, and I hope I hope I helped you today, and I thank you for calling in.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. Okay, everybody, it's another big show we've had this week, and we're having up another wonderful week ahead of us. If you're in Australia, I say we're having the Queen's public holiday, or Queen's birthday. I know it's the King's now, but I don't know. I still like the Queen. Anyway, so have a good long weekend if you're in Australia. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, or my Facebook page is the same, Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram and TikTok is Lady D as Psychic, and my YouTube channel is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
I'm Anna Olson here on A1R Radio with my segment every Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, Insights into Consciousness. You can also reach me on Instagram at Tiny Medium Queendom and on TikTok, Anna O Intuitive. You can also see me on Facebook it's kind of my last resort right now because of their messaging system at Anna Olson Intuitive. But I am so happy today to do a reading on a random caller that we're going to have call in live today on my show. So we have that to look forward to. And first of all, I just wanted to give you some information about what my services are. So you can always reach me at annaolsonintuitive.com. That is at the bottom of the screen if you're watching. If you're on the radio and you can't see anything right now, it is Anna, ANNA, OLSEN, intuitive.com. Spelling is INTUITIVE for intuitive.